We're still repping all the best-in-class equipment we've always had. There's no better time to get stronger. Join the club today for $1 down, $15 a month, now through October 10th. Planet Fitness is proud to partner with Boys and Girls Clubs of America to create stronger, kinder communities. See Home Club for details.
Another month, another high utility bill. You know, those old windows and doors might be the culprit, letting valuable energy escape and your money, too. Upgrade them with Renewal by Andersen. At Renewal by Andersen, their energy-efficient windows and doors have the latest advanced technology, keeping your home comfortable year-round, helping reduce your energy costs and make your home more eco-friendly, too. And with their Smart Sun Glass option, you'll minimize heat loss and maximize energy savings. Renewal by Andersen windows are beautiful, durable, and energy efficient. Candace says, my window project with Renewal by Andersen was completed today. Very professional and hardworking team. I love my new windows. Thank you, RBA team. It's fall savings month, and they're offering 20% off all replacement windows and patio doors. Plus, 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to see all the beautiful products they offer and check out their hassle-free process and 4 easy steps. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, license number CGC 1527613.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news. Mortgage rates have improved again this week. Get your quote for a refinance to lower payments or get cash out at thatmortgagguydon.com.
With that mortgage guy, Don.com.
Get ready for an unforgettable night. Join us at Aloft Orlando downtown for the first annual Pink Martini Party on Thursday, October 9th from 4:30 p.m. to 2 a.m. Sip on delicious pink martinis and support the American Cancer Society. Don't miss out. You can make a difference.
Facing a criminal charge, who you call next matters. At Smith & Yulo Law Firm, we are the criminal defense attorneys in Florida, fighting for people like you. Call 352-WIN-FOR-YOU now for your free case evaluation. Smith & Yulo Law Firm, offices Orlando.
Things today can seem kind of unpredictable. Who knows what's around the corner, right? Well, at Total Wireless, we want to give you something to be sure about. With us, you save 50% off Metro and Cricket when you switch with one line. Guaranteed. And you get to keep the phone and number you love. Visit our Total Wireless store today. 50% savings for unlimited plans versus comparable Total Wireless unlimited phone plans based on standard plan rates. Some customers may only receive the guaranteed savings after contacting us and validating the current plan rate. Excludes promotional, discounted, or bring your phone rates. For total 5G unlimited plan or higher, auto pay required. Applied on next renewal date. Additional terms apply.
Top reasons your career wants you to move to Ohio. So many amazing growth opportunities, high-paying jobs in technology, advanced manufacturing, engineering, life sciences, and more. You'll soar to new heights, just like the Wright brothers, John Glenn, even Neil Armstrong. Their careers all took off in Ohio, and yours can too. A job that can take you further, and a place you can't wait to come home to. Have it all in the heart of it all. Launch your search at callohiohome.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, deposit, DEPOSIT, deposit. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Thursday, October 2nd, 2025. Lots to get to today, from Saudi Arabia stand-up leaks to a new movement wants you to get rid of your Netflix subscription. And should a bride cancel her wedding over the Super Bowl? Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right to the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Thursday?
Good. Yeah, pretty good. How are you?
I don't believe either one of you today. Sometimes I'm like,
good.
oh, look,
I was very confident in my good.
I am good, but it was pouring here and I was scared.
Oh, yeah. A little nasty outside today.
I mean, a little nasty. It's full-blown nasty. You can't see anything nasty.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit worse for wear because I stayed up a lot later than usual last night.
11:30 p.m.?
No, I stay up later than that every night. I stay up about 12:30 we lay down each night.
Crazy guy.
Last night, what time did you go to bed, cowboy? All right.
Last night?
By the way, both of you, Sabrina went to bed before everybody.
Cowgirl absolutely went to bed at 8:30 p.m. last night.
Right. So I'm
But
winning this
it is
battle,
worth
at least.
noting, if this, adds anything to my holster, I woke up at 11 p.m., 2 a.m., 4 a.m., and then finally got out of bed at 5 a.m.
Oh, that's rough. You know what's weird, though? When you do that, does this ever happen to you? The only really great sleep you get is the sleep right before you have to wake up.
Absolutely.
Like that last little bit.
Or the sleep that you get on the couch and you don't want to sleep there the whole night. But I've fallen asleep like a sweet little baby. And then I wake up and I'm like, I do have to move to the bed to get the proper sleep.
Right. Did I outlast you, C-Lane? How late were you up?
I probably was up till like 12:30.
Whoa.
Oh, Austin says my voice sounds rough. My voice sounds just fine.
You sound great.
I got to bed at 1:30.
Party.
Because Courtney and I went to the Lil Wayne concert last night.
You didn't.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, for real. We went to see Lil Wayne last night.
When did you make that decision? This is the first I've heard of you wanting to see Lil Wayne.
Kind of a last minute thing.
I wanted to see Lil Wayne so bad, and then I saw a clip of Lil Wayne's tour.
Oh, really? Was it not good, the clip you saw?
He's doing...
Because he was so good. He was really, he was great.
Sean didn't go.
Where was it?
No, I definitely did go. It was at it used to be called the Amway. It's a Kia Center now.
Mm-hmm.
What was the first song?
Oh, I didn't know half the songs, as you would imagine, but he played a lot of stuff. And my favorite thing is rappers, when you watch a rap concert live, I've now learned, a lot of times they won't play even half the song.
No, not at all. I don't know that I've ever seen a rapper play, like, maybe their biggest song, they'll do the whole thing. But for the most part, it's like verse and a chorus go, verse and a chorus go.
So Lil Wayne would be like a lollipop, like a lollipop, and then he'd be like, thank you. There's next song, 30 seconds long. Thank you.
There's 34 songs on the set list.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. I mean, some of them are like,
34 half songs.
Fast. And he goes out there. He was great. He's like a little rock star, this guy. But you know what hurt my feelings? It hurt my feelings so bad. He goes, how many of you out there have been with me since the beginning? How many of you guys have been Lil Wayne fans since the beginning?
I would have been screaming. The
crowd's going wild, right? And then he goes, I thank you. I thank you so much for that. Mostly because it's now been 30 years since my first album.
Excuse me?
What?
30 years?
30 years? What the hell is going on out there? Rocked my world a little bit. But he plays guitar and stuff, and he's like the sweetest man. And the only person he was mean to was there was somebody's job to keep his blunt the whole time on this little like drug table he has on the side. And they screwed up
Was
twice.
there more than just weed on this table? We're calling it a drug table. It's a little...
I'm going to be loose with drug and air quotes, but it seemed like there were people doing things on that stage. Like there were like, those kind of movements and whatnot. But the blunt guy screwed up a couple of times.
You had really good seats, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Who is it that had a bag of what was assumed to be blow fall out of their pocket on TV? Was that Chris Brown?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It was not Chris Brown. It was like a celebrity you would not think that happened with. I'll Google.
Yeah, well, and just real quick, just for the record, we have the biggest crossover you could ever imagine with the Lil Wayne audience. I had no idea that would ever be the case, but every 5 feet there was somebody shouting out my name or saying hello to me. At this, I've been to real radio events where I was recognized less times than I was at the Lil Wayne show. So hello to everybody out there. It was a fun time. It was an enjoyable thing. I'm hip. You know it now. You know it. It's been verified on the streets.
Right before you said I'm hip.
I'm taking it back. I'm taking the word back. All right, let's do it. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to San Francisco, California. Television host is saying goodbye to the audience. The lovely Reggie Aki. I'm sure a great guy. I'm sure he is a great guy.
Young Money.
Reggie Aki was up there, and he was doing his goodbye on television.
Reggie here.
That's right. That's right. And at the beginning, everything seemed fine, but let's see what happened here.
All right. 10 years is a long time. In dog years, that's like going from a puppy to a senior. Had I been good at math and science, I could have been a doctor in those 10 years. If this were a 10-year wedding anniversary, I would have a gift of tin or aluminum. So put me in Reynolds wrap because this is both my 10-year work anniversary and my last day here at ABC 7 News.
Did we do this when we were 10 years in? Like, if we were dogs, we would be 40 years old. Or like every comparison you could possibly do.
No, as a matter of fact, when I came to our 10-year, we, one, reminded you of what it was, and two, the entire company did not know.
Nothing.
Usually it's like an email that goes out to everybody. Congratulations to 7 years, but us, right under the radar.
Yeah, it's almost rude. It really is.
Almost.
So, anyways, he's comparing the time he spent at this television station. It could have been this, could have been this.
What am I proudest of in 10 years? My Murrow Award, if I had one. I don't. So it's not industry accolades. And I really can't pick a particular story or on-air moment either because I've been on something like 8,500 hours of news shows in those 10 years. I'm exhausted just thinking about that. I think my proudest moment and the thing I'm going to take away from this experience, my relationships that we built. Natasha, Mike, Alexis.
All right, everything's so far so good. He's, corny as hell, but professional. But now he's talking about the people he's going to.
I don't know. I've never heard a grown man sound so much like a teenage girl.
Well.
It gets better.
Jessica, Jobina, Kumasi, Drew, Amanda, and you, my co-anchors.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Keep it together, buddy.
I'm including you because you're always a part of this. My untrademarked direct stare at the camera, nowhere's needed, just a look. That was my way of letting you know that I see you. And, of course, I don't know all your names, but
I have no way of saying your name, but that look will indicate that I'm saying thanks for your hard work the past decade.
Did he refer to the fact that he might not know some of their names?
Absolutely.
I think he went back to talking about the people watching, but it does definitely sound like he didn't make that abundantly clear.
Can you go back just a little bit?
It does sound like he doesn't know his co-anchors' names.
He's like Teresa, the Thomas, Frank, and he says all these names. And then there's some of you I just don't know. I never took the time to memorize your name or anything, but I'll go back. Here we go.
Direct stare at the camera, nowhere's needed, just a look. That was my way of letting you know that I see you. And, of course, I don't know all your names, but when I meet you on the street, at the store, at my
he's talking about the audience.
You tell me that we help make your day just a little bit better. And the news a little easier to swallow. To quote myself, everything is bad.
To quote
only
myself.
It isn't. I tried every day to give us all...
Who is this guy? He's quoting himself.
To quote myself, everything is bad. but it isn't.
He's crying, and also, I guess he says at some point in time, I don't know how far we want to go into this, but I guess he says at some time, like, I'm leaving the news channel. I'm out of here.
Oh,
and
on
I don't
his
have
10-year anniversary.
I don't have a new job to go to. Like, that's what he's doing on something.
Well, you know what? Got to give it to whatever company he works for, because that almost never happens. That you are allowed to say, I don't have a job to go to. Hint, hint. Nudge, nudge.
Reggie Aki, let him do his thing. Let him say goodbye to everybody. They'll be fine with it. They'll be okay. He's crumbling right now.
Softer place to land. So I'm going to take those relationships, including my daily one with you. I'm going to take that over an Emmy. 10 years. I'm so happy it happened. I am sad that it's over. And that's perfect, because that's my favorite kind of emotion, happy and sad.
Right?
And as my dad would say, oh-wee-ho.
What?
Oh-wee-ho.
The panel of people is like...
Okay, one of them is his work wife.
Cringing?
No, she's...
Is she crying or
about
cringing?
to sob.
I think it's a mixture of the two.
You know which one I'm talking about? Second from the right.
Yeah, over here.
She is very sad he's leaving.
I'm sure they're all so upset about this whole thing.
Look,
after 10
the
years.
one in the maroon is concerned. Probably really good friends with the guy.
This one over here.
To her right, her left rather, doesn't care. Let's go
This
on
guy's
with the
like,
news.
Well, that's him. That's Reggie.
Him.
Isn't it?
That's Reggie here.
Yeah, this is Reggie right here.
I apologize for what I did.
He's surrounded by these women. Now it's going to be a full takeover.
Oh, God.
Reggie Aki's job is going to be taken by a woman. It's going to be a full woman panel on this show.
Definitely going to be a white dude.
It's going to be a full woman panel on this show. Let's see. I don't know if they mentioned this. We don't have time to play the whole thing. It goes on for a while. I'll go to the end. I'll go to the end and see how they close
gave this guy a long time to say goodbye.
They gave him 4 minutes because he kept blubbering and stuff.
With Kumasi, Jovina,
they all leaned on you and you made them better. And
exactly. Yeah. You make all of us better.
Oh, wow. That's so nice to hear.
So we are so happy for you.
Thank you.
I know that my eyelash is falling off. There is so much celebration of you today and just gratitude for all that you've made here in the Bay Area.
Well, I really appreciate all of those kind words, so thank you. I will hold that in my heart, that is for sure.
All right, see you later,
go on
Reggie.
with the rest of the program after that?
I
this
guess
is the
so.
last until Judge Judy comes on.
This may have been the very end of it, but yeah, there he goes. Good luck, Reggie. Good
See ya.
luck.
He needs a
Mr.
job,
Reggie
by the way.
Akeem. Yeah, he is unemployed currently. Yeah, he maybe took a buyout from the company. I'm not sure, but there he is, parting ways. A couple of tears, a tearful goodbye, and then they move on. And the people who can remember their names, they also move on as well. So there he goes. All right. When we come back, we have so much to get to today. Very, very, very busy show here. And when we come back, we'll talk specifically about how the Saudi Arabian Comedy Festival is now finally, I was wondering about this. I was like, why is nothing leaking about what they're saying in their stand-ups? It's going on right now. Mm-hmm. Why don't we know what the stand-ups are about?
Have any of the big names done their acts yet? Like the heavy hitters?
Chappelle.
Okay.
He did his stand-up, and nobody has been talking about what are they actually saying in Saudi Arabia. And for me, this was kind of the biggest bombshell yet in this whole story about being upset at these comedians for taking big fat paydays for performing in Saudi Arabia. Wait till you hear what some of their punchlines were. We'll get into that. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's when.
Hey, everybody. Thursday's upon us. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. A synagogue attack, my God. Lots of stuff happening. One thing is important, though. I desperately need 2 more sprays, okay? I will be back. Flonase time.
Tip line at 866-686-8477 from the traffic center of James, Birmingham. This report is sponsored by Fairwinds Credit Union. Financial freedom happens here. Fairwinds Credit Union. Whether you need personal or business accounts to help you reach your goals, we've got you covered. Fairwinds.org to join their community of financial freedom seekers today.
That wasn't me.
Freedom happens here.
The dog. The dog. Mr. Warlight says, personally, I can't wait to see Theo Vaughn's Netflix special at the Beacon. About that, I have Theo Vaughn later on in the show responding to the whole drama around him melting down and being suicidal at the stand-up. He's finally responded. Excuse me. Okay. I think we're good. We're going to need foreign diplomacy to release at least one comedian within a week. Trust me, they will all come back. They will be heavily weighed down by pockets full of money, but they will all make their way back from Saudi Arabia. Sean should do lines, flow days on the camera. I've done it before. Hang on, this is going to get bad. Hello? Hello? I do have to tell you though, Lil Wayne was fantastic. Lil Wayne was fantastic in concert. Tyga? Tyga opened up for him, and he did his thing. He really did his thing. I don't have COVID, by the way. I was up a little later than normal. It'll level out. All right, back in a couple of minutes. He goes by Tyga or Tyga. When you're on a very friendly basis with him, they're interchangeable.
Not all injuries are visible. I've seen it too many times. A client hires the wrong attorney who just wants to get...
It is Tyga, okay? Tyga is right. What are you raging about in chat? Tyga is the correct way to say his name.
Or give me a call at 1-800-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, office, Orlando. Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for Eustace Roofing. No question, Halloween is...
By the way, it wasn't blunts. I don't smoke marijuana. It's just I didn't get as much sleep as I normally get. I didn't go to bed until about 2 o'clock. Was up a little later. So I gotta sort of iron things out here. Just don't say Tyga with a hard R. Why are you making it weird, man? You know what they did that was, I thought, very nice and professional? They would never, Lil Wayne or any of the other rappers, they would never do a thing where it's like, when I say hey, you say ho, where the N-word was in it. It's quite nice of them. They were like, when I say... They never did that. You drink marijuana like a gentleman? I do. I drink my THC because it makes me sleep like a little baby. Like a little baby. Maybe try Navage? No. Navage makes me feel like I'm drowning and doesn't really get me anywhere. What gets me where I need to go is about 6 sprays of Flonase and 2 sprays of this other stuff I have. That gets me right where I need to be. Sport Johnson says, if they did that, would you have said it, Sean? I mean, if there was lives in danger or something. Yeah. Yeah. Just put me down on record. If there is a nuclear bomb, I know some people use this as a fictitious thing, and the code needs to be said out loud, And the code to the nuclear bomb to prevent it from going off and killing the whole of the United States of America is the N-word with a hard R. I will say it loudly and proudly, okay? I will say it loudly and proudly. It's the least racist thing you could do in the world, actually. Interesting conundrum, though. 1 minute, we're coming back. Flonase is bad? Why? Flonase is a godsend.
Wants you to move to Ohio. So many amazing growth opportunities, high-paying jobs in technology, advanced manufacturing, engineering, life science. You'll soar to new heights.
Hang on.
Just like the John Glenn.
Coming back, folks.
Paying jobs in technology, advanced manufacturing, engineering, life sciences, and more. You'll soar to new heights, just like the Wright brothers, John Glenn, even Neil Armstrong. Their careers all took off in Ohio, and yours can too. A job that can take you further, and a place you can't wait to come home to. Have it all in the heart of it all. Launch your search at callohiohome.com.
People called them murderers. 10 years later, they were gods. Today, no one knows their names. A group of maverick surgeons who took on the medical establishment, who risked everything to invent open-heart surgery. Welcome to the Wild West of American medicine. I'm Chris Pine, and this is Cardiac Cowboys. If you like medical dramas, if you like heart-pounding thrillers, you will love Cardiac Cowboys. Listen wherever you listen to podcasts.
Sponsored by Jasper.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, deposit. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Hear it here first. Then everyone else will catch up in a week or 2 or 4. You're listening to
From this controversial Saudi Arabian comedy festival, what are they saying for $1 million over there? Are they trashing America in Saudi Arabia? You might be surprised. We'll see. We'll tell you all about this controversial comedy show in just a moment here on the show. Many things to get into, including your responses, your dispatches, your emails, all of that good stuff. Excuse my voice. It was a long night last night, but we will get through all of this together.
Singing along to all the Lil Wayne.
I was doing a little woo here and there. I didn't sing along too much to Lil Wayne because honestly, I don't know a lot of the words, but I did just do like a yeah. That'll do it to you sometimes. Anyhow, here we go. Let's talk about this. There is a comedy festival that's been going on for the last week or so, and it goes on for another week. And all these American comics took big fat paydays between $750,000 for some of them, all the way up to over $1 million. Some of the biggest names in comedy went to Riyadh, which is a city in Saudi Arabia. Now, if you're not familiar, maybe you're a normie, you're not plugged into what's happening in the world that much, fine, good for you. But very quickly, Saudi Arabia, an incredibly repressive regime, has been in charge for 50, 60 years in Saudi Arabia. Women are treated in a substandard fashion, you might say, in Saudi Arabia, even though they pretend all the time with news stories that things are changing over there and assure you that the morality police aren't on the streets yelling at women, hitting them on the knees and knuckles for wearing a dress that might show a little bit of their ankles or something. That stuff still happens there. Women can't drive. Women usually can't be in the presence of a man who is not one of their relatives. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of crap like that goes on. Plus, they're controversially known for killing at least one journalist, probably some others. Khashoggi in that case.
9/11 stuff.
So a little bit of 9/11 action in there. And many of the big comedians decided, no, I'm not going to take that money. I'm not going to do that. What's his name? Shane Gillis from Tires and that whole thing. Mm-hmm. Saturday Night Live alum for 16 minutes. And before he got kicked off of that,
And
but
then
Shane
invited
Gillis
back to host it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I saw Shane Gillis talking with a bunch of comedians, and he's like, everybody was taking the Saudi Arabian comedy deals, and he goes, "You mean like Saudi Arabia? And they're like, yeah, a lot of money. He goes, "You mean like the 9/11 guys?" And they're like, yeah, a lot of money. Nope, nobody cared. They don't care. They want a big fat paycheck.
And it is fat, from what I understand. Some of them, $1.5 million for a 50-minute set.
Crazy.
Can you imagine? We made $1.5 million for just a quarter of our show, essentially.
Oh, God. Could you imagine just watching the little clock go by with the money? Here's how much money you're making
I would
right
have
now.
already vibe coded that clock and put it on screens in all of our rooms.
Well, here we have the New York Times going behind the scenes. What are they saying? What are these comedians saying? And the article says, at Saudi Comedy Festival, American free speech becomes the punchline. So is it true that they're over there taking $1 million paychecks in a country with no free speech and a repressive regime that they can't make fun of because they're paying the tab? They can't make fun of Saudi Arabia. God forbid they make fun of Muslims. You don't do that, right? You lose your head. And they're doing all of these things, but not insulting anybody in Saudi Arabia. They're insulting America, apparently. At Saudi Comedy Fest, American free speech becomes the punchline. American comics use Saudi Arabia's first global comedy festival to skewer a debate raging at home. Critics said the event was part of Saudi efforts to draw attention away from a political crackdown in the country. And they have Dave Chappelle, who performed at this festival, and they're talking about his set for the very first time here. But the article starts out like this. For weeks, ridicule poured in against the American comedians set to perform this week in Saudi Arabia, a country, they say lightly, not known for its civil liberties. But by the time they took to the stage, the comedians had turned the joke on U.S. free speech. Here's Dave Chappelle. He said on stage in Saudi Arabia, right now in America, they say if you talk about Charlie Kirk, that'll get you canceled. The comedian Dave Chappelle quipped on Saturday at the Riyadh Comedy Festival, the first event of its kind in Saudi Arabia. I don't know if that's true, but I'm going to find out, he said. All right. And I don't know what he ended up saying, what his take was on Charlie Kirk. But they said that he was the headline act. He was met with whoops, cheers, and applause. Whoopsie. As he told an audience of 6,000 people, it's easier to talk here than it is in America, right? Which is quite obviously Dave Chappelle is funny. He's a funny guy. He's usually pretty on point with his takes, but that's quite obviously retarded. Like, that is absolutely brain dead to say that it's easier to talk.
Okay, but is he being sarcastic
anything
in that delivery?
I don't know.
The footage is what we need to see.
The New York Times doesn't have this, and it's one of the reasons why, Sabrina, I think a lot of the comedians agreed to do it. There is absolutely no filming allowed at these events.
Yeah, and you don't want to risk.
No. Right. And risk what? I mean, it's easier to talk over there than it is in America, right?
You don't want to risk. I'm sure that they could probably just forcefully grab your cell phone and hammer it into a million pieces and that be well within Saudi Arabian law.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm very...
They might just yeet you off the top of a building for filming, all right?
Here's what I'm very curious about, because they're paying some of these people a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
You said that was a crowd of 6,000?
Yeah.
The most expensive ticket available to this is $100.
I mean, that's not bad.
This is a losing
cheapest
proposition.
Ticket is $26.
Okay.
How much was your ticket to Lil Wayne?
Oh God, it was free actually. Yeah. Did not pay for the ticket to Lil Wayne.
Worked out.
But Lil Wayne made some money.
If you were to pay for a ticket, how much were those? In the hundreds, I imagine.
I have no idea. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure like any other
Does
concert.
your ticket not have a face value?
I don't know. I didn't see anything. I just got sent a ticket in the app. They didn't say how much anything cost.
I'll look it up.
Rude.
They have. Imagine you don't have that lowest tier.
Why are you guys treating me like I've gone to Saudi Arabia or something here?
I'm not treating you like anything.
We're just trying to do
stayed in
some
America
comparisons.
and watched a great American, Lil Wayne, do his thing straight out of New Orleans. at a show, and there was American people around me. It was an American experience. News junkie fans all over the place. It was great.
So anyway, if all of the people, all of the 6,000 people in this audience paid top dollar, like the no $26 tickets, all of them were $1,000. That's only $600,000, which is like half of what they're paying somebody. They're losing money on this comedy festival.
Oh, of course they are, but they don't care. They're Saudi Arabia. Unfettered for You on Discord says, "Oh my God, Sean, it's a stand-up. The Kimmel thing just passed, so when he said it's easier to talk over there, it's funny, and this is where the U.S. is heading for. That's just my take. That's a very dumb take, but thank you for the take regardless."
I mean, do you, Chappelle of all people, though, you don't think he was being sarcastic and delivering a line like that?
I don't know. The quote is, "It's easier to talk here than it is in America," and he's talking about specifically the Charlie Kirk stuff. It sounds like he might have been referencing the Kimmel stuff, but in the United States of America, you might have people, if you celebrate the death of a father, if you celebrate the death of a man who is on a campus trying to debate people, you might end up losing your job as a teacher for elementary school kids. You might have the FCC try to haunt you and get kicked off your show for less than a week. None of this is anywhere comparable, obviously, to anything in Saudi Arabia. This is a repressive regime where you literally cannot say anything about anything. So
also,
I don't know.
A lot of the comedy world and their fellow comedians and the people who would be consumers of the comedy world are trying to not cancel these guys, but they're coming after them for even speaking in Saudi Arabia. So it's not, he might be being sarcastic, he might be being serious, but it's not that much easier. It can't be. You guys are all under fire right now for taking this paycheck.
Jason on YouTube says, FYI, you're proving his point. He can't speak comedy without being ridiculed. Do you think that that's what free speech is, to protect you from ridicule? That's ridiculous. It's obviously not that. What's going on here is it's ridiculous that people would go take a big fat paycheck to sell out to an incredibly repressive country. People who would show up at various events promoting all sorts of social causes in the United States of America will then turn their back on those causes and go to a country that would murder the people involved in them, okay? All for $1 million paycheck. This is what's called hypocrisy, all right? That's what's on stage at this event. Now, would I take it? Would other people take the big paycheck? Well, that's a big question. It's a different question. I like to think I'd be more principled than that. I don't know. I'm not being offered over $1 million. But the idea that these folks go over there, they turn their back on a lot of people doing so. They take a big fat paycheck and then they take shots at America for that paycheck is a little wild. We got more. Let's see what else it says. Though happening thousands of miles away from the United States in the conservative Saudi kingdom, Mr. Chappelle's act tapped into the strange currents of American politics that were carousing through the event. He was performing in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, at the same time as a divisive free speech debate was roiling in the United States. It began after Jimmy Kimmel was briefly pulled from the airwaves. They're talking about the Charlie Kirk stuff. They talk about what happened in the background. Mr. Chappelle has talked frequently about being canceled after an uproar caused by his jokes mocking trans people. But in Riyadh, he also took aim at the recent suspension of Jimmy Kimmel. Like other comedians at the event who said they felt muzzled by American political correctness, Mr. Chappelle reveled in making uncouth jokes in Saudi Arabia. Yet he overlooked an 8-year crackdown that has led many of the country's writers, business people, activists, clerics, and social media influencers being arrested. So, I mean, I think even being like kind of generous here in all your interpretations, it does seem a little hypocritical. I don't think the article for the New York Times is wrong about that. I want to see what everybody else thinks, though. So line up, send us your dispatches, record yourself, your takes over at thenewsjunkie.com. You can also send an email, by the way, tips at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll get into more of this and what was said on the stage here in just a little bit. I got some more details on the Lil Wayne situation, or Lil Wayne, as he's called. Remember the Disney Springs robbery?
Yeah.
Oh, big update.
With the scuba fella?
Yeah, the scuba robbery at Disney Springs we got a 911 call coming in on that story, which apparently details a lot of what happened on the scene. So we'll figure out that together as well. Stay with us. Busy show, and it's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show. It's like Thanksgiving awkwardness 5 days a week. The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast. And for our Thursday, we are going to be expecting some scattered showers and even a couple of thunderstorms. Heavy rain is going to be likely, and that's going to be the case as we head into the weekend as well. So for today, plan for about a 60% chance of rain. Temperatures only warming into the mid-80s at best over the next couple of days. So we'll see an upwards of a 70 to 80% chance of rain as we head into this weekend. Drier weather does unfold towards middle parts of next week. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist.
Hello.
At Monster, we take the fear out of ordering custom blinds, shades, and shutters so you can do it yourself and
Stand by.
Blindster.com.
Hey guys, when was the last time you took a look at your power bill and thought, man, this thing just keeps going up? When is it going to end?
Welcome to behind the scenes of the show. We're on a commercial break. This is called Skull Mike, where we can chat in between the commercial breaks.
You could take control of your energy. You do have another option for getting your power, and that is from the
Zach said, I'm interested in seeing those comedians next set after Saudi Arabia. That would be interesting. I agree. Sean, how much money would it cost you to do a live show in Saudi Arabia? As I said, I probably wouldn't do it just because the audience would not get this show. They wouldn't get this show. In fact, wait till I read a couple more tidbits from this article, because the audience, for the most part, isn't getting these comedians' jokes. Like, they're making jokes and the crowd is like, ugh. Like, it's not landing with them. And let me say the least controversial thing on the planet that people will pretend is controversial. People in the Middle East don't really like comedy that much. People in the Middle East are not exactly a culture that truly embraces comedy. For God's sakes, Charlie Hebdo is a satirical newspaper that made a joke about Muhammad, and people from the Middle East then invaded their offices and murdered a whole bunch of the folks who worked for him. Not exactly a humorous bunch. Jason says, the guy makes a living for being on stage and telling jokes. Are we really going to take him seriously when he's on stage? It's his job. Thank you, Bootsy. It's not about if the audience gets it, it's about the money. True. It's all about the money. You might say it's all about the Benjamins.
efficient. Candace says my window
2 minutes and we're back.
Completed today. Very professional and hardworking team. I love my new windows. Thank you, RVA team. It's fall savings month and they're offering 20% off all replacement windows and patio doors. Plus 0.
I mean, aren't they taking a risk going there? I know they're men, but still one wrong comment. I don't know. You got to think about this. Imagine a comedian goes to Saudi Arabia and goes up on the stage, and they're like, well, America's got its problems. Jimmy Kimmel, and they're doing all their comedy stuff. And they're like, also, you guys got a lot of fucking sand around here. And Muslims, let me tell you about Muslims. And, you know, they're doing their stand-up bit, and they're like, Muhammad. If they killed Louis C.K. on stage in Saudi Arabia, you think it was a big deal when Jimmy Kimmel got vacation for a week? If the Saudi Arabians killed one of these comedians, it would be an international incident of epic proportions. So I don't think they would actually do it. I think they actually are in some relative safety considering their profile. But it's just kind of weird that instead of just avoiding those kind of things altogether, they're going to Saudi Arabia and talking about how much America sucks for some reason. Like, that seems a little lame. I mean, not that America is beyond jokes, but like, considering the controversy, you would think that they would stay away from shitting on everybody else except for the country they can't actually shit on contract-wise. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Coming back.
Your favorite stations, playlists, and podcasts as presets.
iHeartRadio is your all-access pass to the audio that moves you.
Get what millions already have. The free iHeartRadio app.
The #1 app for radio.
Eli Manning here. There's nothing like football and King's Hawaiian sliders. There's something about those soft, fluffy, irresistible King's Hawaiian sliders that make them a winner on game day. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your grocery store. King's Hawaiian. There's nothing like it.
Save every day at Headquarter Hyundai. We've dropped prices on acres of new Hyundais. Visit headquarterhyundai.com.
On a constant quest to stay calm, like that bear in the hammock. This is
in the world's most viral newsroom here on the show. You can join us with your thoughts no matter where you're at, even if you're just an absolute insane person. You can record your thoughts over at thenewsjunkie.com.
By the way,
we'll get to some of those dispatches in just a moment here. What were we going to say, Sela?
I meant to correct myself earlier, and a handful of people did it for me, but it was Bobby Brown, not Chris Brown, that dropped his Coke on TV. I knew when I said Chris Brown that I was like, I don't have that quite right. He's too new. It was an older clip.
Right, and that kind of makes sense, though.
But he was like dancing. I think the impressive part was he was like dancing and doing things. And
Was it like a charity event,
dropped a
too?
bag. I don't know what it was, but during mid-dance move, he just bent down, swooped it up, and just kept going. Just kept going.
Chris Brown had his own problems, to be fair. But
not from what you would have saw a couple days ago here in town.
Oh, really? All the fans back? They don't care at all about that stuff now.
Stadium show.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And it's weird to see how all these performances are going in their own little worlds and stuff. And that's why I've been so interested in watching the reaction to the comedians that went over and took these big fat paydays from Saudi Arabia. It's not very different, actually, from, you guys might remember we talked about this a little bit, at least, on the show, when the Saudi Arabian Golf League kicked up or whatever, the golf organization. There was people who were saying that the golfers should not take the big giant paychecks because working with the Saudi Arabian government and helping them improve their image around the world, even though they're bad.
And there was some big player who said no, right? Was it Bubba
I think so.
Watson?
Oh, there's a couple that said no, but I think part of that, and this made it harder, I think, on the golfers, because as a comedian, you can come back and
talk about
so many different people could hire you as a comic. But like the main source here in the United States as a professional golfer is the PGA, and the PGA was like floating around threats that were like, hey, if you go play for this live tour, welcome back.
Right. Yeah. So like everything attached to Saudi Arabia, like this comedy show, becomes that kind of thing. But the bottom line is, and I'll respect any one of these comedians, any one of them who just says this and is just honest about it. Say, wanted a paycheck, don't care. Just say, $1 million feeds my family maybe for a very long time. I wanted to make sure I had that much money, especially these people that aren't mega rich already. Like, there's some comedians that aren't exactly of the stature that they have $10 million in their bank account or something. So those people going, if they just said, look, I'm just taking a paycheck, that's what I'm doing. Well, I'm not supporting these people.
One of them, I think it was Chris DiStefano, if I'm saying that correct, had said on a podcast or something that he was considering turning it down, and his fiance saw what the number was and said, you are going to Saudi Arabia.
Goodbye.
Mother
See
effer.
ya on the other side.
You are getting on that plane and you are going to get that paycheck.
Yeah, you're real principled until your significant other figures out about how much money you're going to make.
Come
right?
on. I mean, there's points in which, what was the guy who has a podcast and he was in Joker Part D?
Dylan? Tim Dillon.
And he was not like a super notable name, but he has gained some popularity. He's the hot new name in this comedy world. And
he's in the Joe Rogan sphere. He's one of those guys.
Why wouldn't he go? Because that would be the fattest paycheck he's ever gotten.
I think he was going to get more heat because he's gay. I honestly think that leads to more
what a
heat
great
for the
joke
person.
To just, or you're not allowed to say any stuff as long
You're not
as
allowed to
gay.
say anything that is disparaging to the Saudi government or the Muslim faith. They signed some
For
agreements on that.
$800,000. I'm not gay no more. How you doing? I'm my straight people.
I just want to be clear with all the things I'm saying, with as much as I'm saying it's totally hypocritical for many of these comedians, especially considering the content of their stand-ups, to go over and do stand-up in Saudi Arabia for a paycheck. As much as I'm saying that, and I believe that to be 100% true, I will understand and I will give a pass to anybody who just comes out and says that. Like, it's money. I need some money here. It's for my family. This is a smart thing for me to do. I don't support these guys. I don't know anything about Saudi Arabia. In that case, don't care. Don't care. But there is something that I don't like, and the New York Times article really goes into this, where the Saudi fans who are at this comedy show
Are they laughing even?
Sometimes. They mentioned that right here. But the Saudi Arabians who are in the crowd at this comedy show, particularly when Dave Chappelle and some of these other stand-ups are making fun of the United States of America, were loving it. They were loving that the American comedian has taken the paycheck from the oil barons and the royal family, and they're crapping on America there. It says the irony was not lost on the Saudi audience, who marveled at the idea of watching political satire skewering the United States in their once famously austere Islamic society. I found it so interesting to hear political jokes targeting Trump and Charlie Kirk, says Aldu Rahman Mohammed, a 23-year-old dental student. He said it was surprising to hear him talk about it in Saudi Arabia, where just recently America canceled Jimmy Kimmel doing the same thing. So Dave Chappelle's joke, the reason why I mention it, I don't even know what the context of the joke was. It doesn't quote what he said. But he said, Dave Chappelle started off with, I've been told that in the United States I can get canceled for making a joke about Charlie Kirk. If you talk about Charlie Kirk, I don't know if that's true, but I'm going to find out. And so they're whooping up on this. And the Saudi Arabian goes, whoa, this is kind of crazy. They're saying things in Saudi Arabia that you can't get away with in the United States of America. Look at the message that's being sent here. It's like, we're not the repressive people. The Americans are the repressive people. We don't have freedom of speech problems. The Americans have freedom of speech problems. That's kind of like what's getting whipped up here, at least to me. They talk more about how this has happened over the years in Saudi Arabia.
I'd be curious to hear from them after the fact on what were the accommodations in Saudi Arabia. I mean, you think if they're blowing a lot of money just paying them to get there, to perform, do you think they're putting them up in the nicest places?
I mean, they want them to go back and be like, it was awesome. I was, my own private jet, and someone fed grapes into my mouth.
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, I mean, that's really kind of why they pay the money and do this. This says young Saudi Arabians gathered in gender-mixed spaces beneath the glare of giant screens, and they said women in flowing black abayas, those are coverings, paired with jeans and T-shirts, mingled with women in conservative face veils, and with men, many of whom sported a white robe known as a thwab, along with a baseball cap. Still, societal transformation has its limits. The political humor was warmly received. All right, get that for a second. When they crapped on the United States of America, the Saudis were like, ah, yeah. When they started doing sex jokes, no.
Ooh.
When the comedian, I do not know who this is, and I hope I am not saying their name wrong, Cypha Sounds?
Wow.
Cypha Sounds?
Cypha Sounds? Cipha Sounds? When comedian Cypha Sounds began a gag or a joke about men airdropping photos of their genitalia, uncomfortable laughter ripped through the arena. Oh, sex jokes don't land in Riyadh, he conceded. Got it. And it continued on with the set. So, yeah, this is like the whole thing that's been going on with the folks watching this.
I mean, there's some moments where I think being in their shoes, you got the gig, you're now in front and on the stage. Are there moments where you're about to tell a joke and you don't know once you get off the stage that you're going to be arrested?
I mean, it could be, but somebody was mentioning that. Somebody was like, well, aren't they really risking their lives to perform there? Isn't there like a level of bravery? And to me, it might look like that. But if I'm honest with you, I think that if, like, let's say Louis C.K. went up on the stage or Bill Burr and they made some jokes about Saudi Arabia or Muslims or something, if something actually physically happened to them or they were arrested or they were killed, God forbid, it would be like a nuclear version of any outrage over Jimmy Fallon. If another country took one of our comedians and killed them for a joke, you know, I think this would be absolutely explosively big. So I think they're fairly protected in that sense. But
God, I'm so curious about like Whitney Cummings' set, like how that went down.
I don't know. I know this. We got Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart acknowledged the controversy. Here's what he said. But I love what y'all are doing here. I'll continue being a positive ambassador of your change to the world. That's Kevin Hart.
He got paid real big with that.
Yeah. I mean, like, this is not only crapping on America, but he's like, oh, you guys are great. I love what you're doing here. Ahead of the event, Jim Jeffries, an invited performer, said they had invited some edgy-ass comedians. If you don't agree with how they run their place, isn't this a step in the right direction, he said. Not every comedian took the offer. We talk about Tim Dillon, who said he was offered $375. Others received up to $1.6 million.
Wait, $375,000?
Yeah, I'm sorry. What did I say? Million?
You just said dollars.
Oh, no, that would be a low ball. $375,000 for Tim Dillon. Others got up to $1.6 million. The Saudi Arabian government organized the festival. Israel, big shocker here, and its conduct of the war on Gaza factored in for Dave Chappelle's show. He said, they're going to do something to me so that I can't say what I want to say. Again, the targets, Israel and the United States of America, are the bad guys here. It's got to be something I would never say in practice, so if I actually say it, you'll never know to listen to anything else I say after that. Here's the phrase, I stand with Israel. So he was making jokes about the situation in the Near East and Gaza and those kind of things. So I don't know. I mean, it's like actually an interesting discussion that opens up, but it's a little bit weird to me that the comedians take a paycheck from the Saudi Arabians, a place where they have anything but free speech. It's an incredibly repressive regime, especially for women, especially for gay people, especially for basically everybody who's not the royal family. They literally go into the streets and police what people are wearing and what they're saying, and it's horrific, and it's been going on for a long time. To go over there and take $1 million of their money and then crap on the United States, I don't know. I find that to be a bad look, actually. I think that's a little lame. I think it's a lame thing to do, and it's a sellout thing to do. But what do you think? Let us know. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com.
I'm wondering how. I think I'm more curious about how the edgier comedians' performance will go. But then I look and it's like, oh, coming up in a couple days, Wayne Brady and Friends. How controversial could that be?
Maybe he's the one. Maybe Wayne Brady's like, all right, here we go. I thought the New York Times article was interesting because it's the first time I've heard of anything that people are actually saying. Not just anger over them speaking.
Well, this thing just started too, right?
Yeah. But we'll keep an eye on it. We'll tell you more about that as it goes on here on the show. When we come back, I want to talk about a new piece of technology that I don't know if you're going to like this, but I want to tell you what it does. And you tell me if you'd allow this in your house. That new technology coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Be with you in 1 second. 1 second. Live read.
At State Road 436, the right lane's partially blocked. The crash is getting cleared up on I-95 southbound at Indian River Bend. Road conditions might be slower than usual this afternoon as steady rainfall moves through the area. Drivers should expect reduced visibility and slippery roadways in some areas. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Looking for affordable blinds, shades, or shutters for your home? Don't hire an expensive pro. Check out Blindster.com, where we offer custom-made window coverings at guaranteed low prices with a team of pros ready to help you every step of the way. Blindster.com.
Folks, this is a great company. I'm proud to tell you about Mills Air. I know that you, when you give them a call, are going to be happy. You're going to be happy with the service. You're going to be happy with the cost. You're going to be happy with the professionalism of the techs. Because in the world of people fixing your AC, there's a lot of companies that will not leave you with a smile on your face. Mills Air will. You're going to love the experience. They are a Carrier factory authorized dealer. So in the emergency case that maybe you need a new AC or something, they can get you huge rebates, well over $1,000 in rebates if you have to get a new Carrier unit. Those Carrier units can also save you a lot of money on your power bill every month. And if you get the financing, which they have for virtually everybody, you might find that you save more on your electric bill each month than you're paying for this upgraded AC that you have from Mills Air. It's a smart decision to make, to reach out to the locally owned and operated, family owned and operated, a great company, Mills Air. So do it. 407-277-1159. That's 407-277-1159. Or find them online at millsair.com.
The night before Halloween is known as Devil's Night. And this October 30th, you're invited to join us for one terrifying night of laughs, burns, booze, and unfiltered fun as we...
Hello. Welcome behind the scenes. Short commercial break going on, but that doesn't mean that we can't hang out, right? That doesn't mean we can't chit chat. That doesn't mean we can't toggle Thor. Hi, Crispin. Why on earth are you guys talking about cottage cheese? Why? You know what? Pause. Pause. Just want to sort something out here. Just want to sort something out. We'll get back to the crazy stuff in a second. General question, chat. Cottage cheese yes or cottage cheese no? I just want to see, to settle this debate that's going on. Cottage cheese yes or cottage cheese no? No fence sitting. No, sometimes no, only if it's, no. Cottage cheese, yes, or cottage cheese, no. No jokes about fat legs and cottage cheese on your ass, no. Just the food, cottage cheese, yes, or cottage cheese, no. No? 100% no? Hell no? What'd I tell you about the legs? Don't yuck someone's yum? Yes, yes, yes. I got back into it. Cottage cheese, yes, with a little sazon completa. Yes. Let me tell you the correct take here. Cottage cheese is delicious. It's fantastic. It's a great experience. Nice and cold with some crushed black pepper on top and a little zip of salt on there. It's delicious. I don't think it's very nutritious. But the only people who are scared of cottage cheese are scared of the texture, and you're scared because you didn't have it when you were a little kid. But cottage cheese is boss. All right? Only if I'm sitting on a fence. Come on. All right, we sorted that out. Now, when we come back, I want to see what you think about this, because Google has just released their new Google Home device. And you might know that this is kind of like a little smart speaker thing. But the new Google Home is a rat. It's a rat. And it's AI powered. And what it will do is it can be used in combinations with cameras or not. And it will rat out anything the kids in the house do. If the kids are up past a certain hour, it'll rat them out. If the parents aren't home and something's going on and something breaks, the Google Home AI will rat them out. Would you allow that in your house? I mean, if you were a kid, you'd be like, hell no, I don't want that. Okay, 30 seconds, we're coming back. I'll tell you more about this technology. It's crazy. Prepares your kids for Big Brother? Yes. Yes. All right, here we go.
Up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com. Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got questions after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Holiday magic! Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Money. MONEY. That's money. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may your efforts bear fruit.
Your front row seat to the most viral stories in the world.
With us, friend. This is the News Junkie. Welcome in with the three best friends you never knew you had, going through the most viral stories of the day. Learn more about the show on the website, thenewsjunkie.com. Now, I don't know how we're all going to feel about this. I think we have different ideas, some of us on the show, about like privacy and kids and stuff. I know we've talked about things before, like going through your kids' like diaries and those sorts of things, which I am totally okay with. Like, I think parents should snoop on their kids. I think you should look at what your kids are doing online. I think up to a certain age, you should be pretty involved in almost everything that's happening in your kid's life to protect them. As they start to become a young adult, 16, 17, 18 years old, you should give them a little more space to become the person that they are. But in all those years before that, you should be a hawk. You should watch out for your kids. You should look what they're searching online. You should monitor what they're asking ChatGPT or what they're doodling in their notebooks or their diaries. I'm okay with that stuff. And I think it's part of good parenting. But now, man, the game has changed. The game has changed since we were kids. And they announced this week that Google has a new update to their Google Home, which is essentially a smart speaker in your house, right?
Right, your Alexas or Siris, stuff like that.
Yeah, and it like does all sorts of stuff. You can ask questions and all that. It also connects with all the other Google products and Nest cameras and all of those things. And the new one has Home AI, which I know C-Lane's used Gemini, the Google AI, quite a bit.
When you Google stuff, it pops up.
Yeah, it automatically happens in the search results now. And it's like, it's Google's version of ChatGPT, if you're not familiar with this. But now, the new Google Home AI they announced this week will rat on the whole family. It will rat. It will dime out everybody to the parents or whoever is controlling the device. So let's say the kids stay up past bedtime. Well, the Home AI is going to know about this. It'll pick up sounds or see on the cameras that you're moving around after the time that you're not supposed to. And the Google Home device will rat out the kids to the parents, tattling on them. It'll do all sorts of things
to tell on you and inform your parents of the things that they wouldn't otherwise see. And I want to know, would you put this in your house? Would you be okay with like an AI? Somebody compared it to like a intro, brand new for young kids, Big Brother, right? Like
digital hall monitor almost.
Yeah. Like it's watching you, and you could go, hey, the kid's bedtime is at 9:00. So if there's any noise after that time, please alert me and tell me that they're up after that, and they're going to get in trouble for it.
Yeah, but they're also going to see stuff that they don't want to see. I think there are some moments, and all of us grew up in a different time, that you don't want to get a notification and then you see that your kid is exploring. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, that's going to be part of it.
Well, no, thank you. I mean, there's some stuff in which you should probably draw the line.
That's going to be part of it.
As a parent.
And it's Google, so it's hooked up to the search stuff,
and
too.
And they're selling that to third parties. Is that what you want them to have, parents?
Well, here's what I'm saying. This is the big question. Is all of this okay as a parenting tactic? So in this case, you would say, if you wake up every morning with a little digest from your Google Home AI device, and it says, last night the kids stayed up past bedtime. Also, judging by little Jimmy's search history, he was definitely abusing himself after dark. And you should probably have the birds and the bees conversation with him at some point soon. Oh, and by the way, you told your daughter not to talk to this boy anymore, but he called her right after midnight, and they were speaking for about 15 minutes. Is that good parenting, or is that the parents becoming evil Big Brother overlords? That's the real question, because we didn't have to deal with this when we were kids.
No, we didn't. But when you think about, like, I don't want to go super dark on this, but when you think about a lot of the problem children, not necessarily all of them are school shooters, but some of them. But when you think of like the problem children, a lot of those backstories have like a lapse in parenting. It seems like some of these kids were allowed to freewheel it a little too much.
Yeah,
I think there is probably there's a section in there. There's a space where that's good. Is there a space where it's too much? Maybe. But I don't know that I would want to know exactly everything that was going on once Jackson gets to a certain age. But I would be confident that I would probably have like certain restrictions just built into our home network. But
isn't the massive question, and you're right about that, like you could build your own AI.
I'll make it so hard for him to get porn that if he does circumvent my efforts, then that's his reward.
It's just so very different.
And his mom's just going to block all the straight stuff.
It's so very different from when we were young. We were kids, and your parents would say, go to bed, and you'd stay up later. Like I used to, I broke a pair of headphones in half, and I put the earpiece in my pillow so I could listen to the radio well after I was supposed to go to bed, and you get in trouble for those things. But I never had to worry about an AI overlord reporting all of this stuff back to my parents. And that is just a very, very different upbringing. However, I think it's kind of just the default. Like, growing up as a kid is just very different nowadays. Like Sabrina mentioned, oh, look, they're taking all of this data and selling it to advertisers or something. Just this week, on this very same topic, I saw Instagram come out once again. Okay? And Instagram said, hey, to all of you billions with a B of users
Facebook,
on our platform.
Instagram, Twitter, y'all see this?
I promise you, Instagram is not using your microphone to listen into everything that you have to say, right? They assured us that Instagram is not using your microphone to serve up targeted ads to you. But you know what they are doing? They're using all of the information from your AI chats that you have on any Meta platform. If you engage with their artificial intelligence and you're like, hey, Meta, I just wanted to know, what are these red sores all over my genitals right now? And then you start scrolling through your social media feed and you see oh, okay, now I'm getting
John
cream
has
advertisements.
herpes.
I'm like herpes advertisements herpes advertisements are popping up here. They're telling you, oh, don't worry, we're not using your microphone. They don't need to.
1,000%. And so is TikTok. When I went to go visit my family this past weekend, there's a section of my family that loves Big Brother. I have not seen it in many years. And the final episode, this one particular...
Oh, the TV show.
The TV.
I thought because of the topic at hand that there is a section of your family that loves everything to be surveilled.
It would be your dad.
That would be my dad. Yeah,
our dad likes technology. He's
but
big.
I have not seen one episode of Big Brother up until that weekend and in many years. And sure enough, as soon as I opened my TikTok account, there's that final three lady on live.
Yeah.
I had never searched for Big Brother, yet something is listening that's feeding the algorithm that's now showing me all Big Brother stuff.
Well, I don't know if I'm sure you're aware of this on some level, but if you're in a household with somebody, right? And let's say your whole family, Sabrina, is under one roof and you guys are spending Thanksgiving with each other or something, right? And you guys are all connected to the Wi-Fi. It utilizes the search data and information from the entirety of the Wi-Fi. So sometimes you might be looking at something that you're getting recommended on Amazon or Instagram or whatever, and you go, why am I getting this all of a sudden? Guess what?
Because they're looking at it.
If you didn't search for cheese 500 times, but you're getting cheese advertisements nonstop, it could be that somebody on your internet is searching for cheese.
Could you do another example? Because I search for cheese every single day.
If you all of a sudden are getting ski masks suggested to you all over all of the different ads out there, and you're like, I don't know why they would think I would want a ski mask.
I didn't even think about that.
Sometimes it's another person on the same network with you that is searching for those very same
That'll make
things.
for a weird confrontation, huh?
They're watching us everywhere out there. Yeah, it's really a strange time to be alive. But what do you think, parents? Do you think that this is good, bad? Are you indifferent to it? Let us know your thoughts over at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, we're going to get to some of your dispatches and your, hang on one sec, I got to shut this down, and some of your emails as well on the show. In fact, let's work in maybe one or two of these real quick because you're an important part of the show as always. Here's Seek talking about Saudi Arabia and the comedians.
If one of these comedians said something against Saudi Arabia and their government threw them in jail, tortured them, killed them, whatever, I don't think it'd be as much outrage as you think there would be. Let's not forget what they did to Jamal Khashoggi, and the current administration didn't do anything about that. He was a dual American Saudi citizen. And also, Otto Warmbier took a poster in North Korea, broke some of their laws, and came back brain dead. So, I mean, the outrage just wouldn't be there.
Disagree. I disagree. And you know what the difference is? Fame. Jamal Khashoggi may have been a journalist. Nobody knew who the guy was. No, but not the regular person doesn't know who the hell that person is. And Otto Warmbier was just a person who was a tourist in North Korea. They're like a commie tourist trying to see what it's like in the Hermit Kingdom. But if somebody famous was held over there, why do you think Dennis Rodman was able to move back and forth so easily? Not only is he slam dunking with the leadership of North Korea, but he's also a big celebrity. He's a big name. They don't usually do that kind of stuff. You say, well, they didn't do anything about it. Well, what happened with Brittany Griner?
Yeah.
All right. Brittany Griner was, to most people, not really a household name. She's a WNBA player. Most people had no idea who she was. We traded like the butcher of whatever for her. We traded like all of these really high-profile prisoners that we had to get her back because they arrested her in Russia for having a weed vape. So when you're a celebrity, it becomes a bigger incident. If they arrested Louis C.K. or beat and tortured Bill Burr, it would be a massive international incident. It would be a bipartisan outrage moment in the United States of America, which, in case you haven't noticed, is the only time that oceans move in this country. If you manage to piss off both sides of the political spectrum in the United States of America and everybody is outraged, things will change very quickly.
Okay.
Because it just rolls that way.
Now, let's say it's a comedian or a popular influencer that is just always speaking poorly about the current administration, and something happens to them. Do you think that both sides would be outraged enough that they would do something about it?
I think, generally speaking, yes. I think that, let's say like Dave Chappelle. I don't know how much like anti-Trump stuff Dave Chappelle has done, but I don't think he's like a Trump supporter. And if you use Dave Chappelle as an example, could you imagine Dave Chappelle does his stand-up and then they arrest and imprison Dave Chappelle and they've got him like bagged up like he's at Gitmo or something on some video and he's shackled and down on the ground and the Saudi Arabian people are whipping him. I mean, come on. I feel like oceans and mountains would move as a result of what was happening there. And I think that gives you a level of protection when you're in these countries and you're mega famous at the same time. But maybe you disagree.
What if they did that to Sifa Sound?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that
the name that we just heard for the first time today that I thought was a woman when you first said it.
If I was Sifa Sound, I might try to make it happen because you could really, that's the fastest way to become a household name. Real dangerous strategy, though. One more real quick on this. Here's Sethro saying, I've actually turned down Saudi Arabian money.
All right. So as somebody that was actually propositioned by Saudi Arabia, I think I can speak on this. I'm a entrepreneur and a veteran, and I had the Ministry of Sport from Saudi Arabia reach out a couple years ago wanting me to come over there and set up some training for their sport teams.
Whoa.
But it just felt dirty. Everything about it felt dirty. They did offer a lot of money. I thought about it for sure, but the more I chatted with them, the more, uncomfortable the whole situation felt, so I turned it down. And so, anyway, also as a guy that loves stand-up comedy, I think what these comedians are doing is kind of selling out, honestly, especially if they're making fun of America while over there just for money. So anyway, that's my thoughts on it. I think they're sellouts. They shouldn't get any attention, and let's focus on the comedians that turn that stuff down.
Yeah, there were a bunch of them. And to be clear, I don't have a problem with comedians saying virtually anything. I don't have a problem with comedians trashing Americans. I don't have a problem with comedians trashing the United States or President Trump. I have a problem with them taking a paycheck from a regime in Saudi Arabia that anybody with a brain would say is so many more times more repressive in every measurable way than the United States of America, taking that paycheck from them, going over to their territory, and then crapping on the United States. That's where the problem is. And the problem isn't the jokes necessarily. It's just the hypocrisy of the whole thing for me. But we'll see what you think. We'll get to that in just a moment. We still got to get to this 911 call. New info released on that Disney Springs scuba robbery thing that we talked about. We'll work in that probably right after the next episode. And we got a whole bunch more to get to, including a woman who's very upset about her wedding. I'll tell you why, because that's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is
The Monsters in the Morning. And I think it's really weird Ryan doesn't like sunsets.
I think it's really weird that you brown nose every 5 seconds.
I don't do it on purpose.
That was so real.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
Emergency crews are blocking the right lane, pulling a car out of the grass on Florida's Turnpike northbound before Oakland Exchange. Keep an eye out for a car stopped on the shoulder on the express lanes of I-4 westbound at State Road 408. Road conditions are going to be wet this afternoon. We got scattered showers moving throughout the area. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders.
Eli Manning here. There's nothing like football and King's Hawaiian Sliders. There's something about those soft, fluffy, irresistible King's Hawaiian Sliders that make...
Hello!
And go to thatmortgaguydawn.com.
Folks, we're in a short commercial break, but we'll be back momentarily. In the meantime, let's chat.
Don't be a slacker. Get on top of it and work with an expert, That Mortgage Guy Dawn. It's very easy to compare your quote, my friends. Go to the website. Thatmortgaguydawn.com. Hit the button that says compare. Upload your quote.
She fell out of the bed a little bit?
And if it's not,
our whole street's blocked off.
For what?
Simple as that. Work with an expert and a friend that you can trust.
Power.
By going to thatmortgageguydawn.com.
I don't know, it's a wooden pole that's like...
Really?
The thing that's the pole.
Power pole.
Yeah.
Utility pole? Power pole? Yeah.
But I had to go through cones and talk to someone to get it.
Oh, really? They were like really blocking it off. I hope that we don't have any power issues during the show. That's not great. Oh, It's a little concerning. All right. How'd you like Lil Wayne? Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Anything else for me?
I didn't have dinner last night.
Eat something. Have some of the leftovers. What do we got?
Bolognese.
Bolognese. Have some of the bolognese.
I'll make the meatballs.
Bolognese. That's how I say it. All right. Enjoy your bolognese.
I didn't say I was going to eat that.
You know what I'm going to have later?
What?
Bolognese.
Bolognese. Nuts.
Never again. Never again.
RC Hill Mitsubishi knows it's a crime to pay more.
Unbelievable.
One dime down in DeLand.
She took it too far. That was worse than anything anybody's done in Saudi Arabia at the comedy show. She took it too far.
Hold it right there, mister. Seriously? I'm closing a deal here. It's a crime to pay more than a dime. One dime down.
Thank you, officer. That guy's creepy.
Yes, ma'am. Now let's get you to RC Hill Mitsubishi.
Biha celebrating that people let her talk in a conversation. Who's in Saudi Arabia now? You don't think they let women talk around here? She needs more Halloween decorations. By the way,
In DeLand, just 2 miles off I-4.
hang on. Hang on. Courtney, can you bring me that box that somebody sent? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh, man. Disconnecting. I'll have to fix that later. Has it been saying connecting behind me a lot like that? Hang on, I'll reset it. Oh, hang on. Sorry.
Top reasons your career wants you to move to Ohio. So many amazing growth
I don't know who did this,
high-paying jobs in technology,
but somebody
manufacturing, engineering, life sciences,
sent
and more.
an entire box of pumpkins, little pumpkins, big pumpkins. There's a big pumpkin in here. I can't even pull this one out. Who did this? Who's responsible? Fess up. We're throwing those away, right?
I don't think so.
No, you're going to keep them?
You're still glowing.
Come on, hot dog. Oh, I got a gun. Stick them up. Why are your ears wet?
Just had water.
Say hi. Say hi. Oh, she's growling a little bit. She's like, stop using me as a prop.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
2 minutes and we're coming back live.
Sinex Severe from Vicks.
Austin, you son of a bitch. Was it you?
Sinex Severe instantly relieves nasal congestion and works 6 times faster than nasal decongestant tablets. The 12 hours of relief allow you to get back to the moments that matter without congestion.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it, try Sinex.
90 seconds.
Just Sinex. Breathe.
A woman, she is in the news today and making some headlines because she accidentally scheduled her wedding for Super Bowl Sunday. Question: do you cancel the wedding? If you realize you accidentally scheduled the wedding for Super Bowl Sunday, do you cancel the wedding?
By Jim, Deb, Jack, and Ross. VIP tasting judging packages are limited. Reserve yours today. Spectators are free. And so
She does want a cheese ball, by the way, but lady ain't getting another cheese ball.
All guests are invited to enjoy the live
Enough's
music
enough.
and all event activities hosted by the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, we're coming back.
DJ Scotty B. Plus, following the Best of Challenge, stay and enjoy the live music featuring Luck of the Draw, the Promenade Artisan Market, and Show Car Saturday nights. Get your tickets at sunsetwalk.com and look under events for the Best of Challenge. Music featuring Luck of the Draw, the Promenade Artisan Market,
and Show Car Saturday nights. Get your tickets at sunsetwalk.com and look under events for the Best of Challenge.
Fall is sports season, and iHeartRadio has it all. The NFL.
Touchdown, Green Bay Packers.
MLB playoffs.
It is gone.
College football, the NHL, and NBA preseason moves are underway. From scores and reactions to interviews and hot takes, it's all at your fingertips on the iHeartRadio app.
Appreciate you taking my call, guys.
Lock in with your favorite teams with play-by-play, podcasts, and local stations where you can react and join the conversation. Sports on iHeartRadio, where fans live it.
Holiday Magic! Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Money. MONEY. That's money. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may your efforts bear fruit.
Filling in the gaps between the New York Times and World Star. This is
Lady over on the Skull Cam during the breaks on youtube.com/the news junkie, and somebody said that's the same type of dog that what's his name? Oh shoot, it went away over on
Tyrese Gibson.
Yeah, that Tyrese Gibson's the dogs just attacked and killed.
Yeah,
if that's true, I'm never watching another movie from him again.
That's why I brought it up yesterday, because you had teased a different animal story. And I was like, oh, I didn't know if you were going to do this one, because it's been on kind of on the docket for a couple days, and we didn't get to it. I was like, maybe he doesn't want to do a story about a Cavalier King Charles being brutally attacked and murdered by other dogs.
Yeah, 4 giant dogs to be exact.
Yeah, and I thought you were talking about his dogs, which were a very specific type.
Cane Corso.
Cane Corso, that's it, Sabrina. He had these.
Which sounds like the villain
dogs
in a cartoon movie.
They look like the villain in a dog cartoon
but they're
movie.
very sweet dogs.
Not these ones, apparently.
No, not those by any means.
I guess they shredded. I didn't know that it was a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. My God, I'll never watch another movie from him again. Was he responsible? Would he let him
he was
loose or
supposed
something?
to turn himself in, and he did not.
There's a warrant out for his arrest.
Yep.
No way.
Yeah, he received multiple warnings before the warrant was issued. Police had attempted to cite him before the attack, but the actor wasn't at his Atlanta home. Then
he's not in the country.
I don't know. He just wasn't there, according to this article that I was going to read next.
Did they say, like, if he was neglectful in handling the dogs, and that's why they were involved in this?
Attorney wrote that he was cooperating fully with authorities to address and resolve the matter responsibly. And then the neighbor, whose house was half a mile away, mind you.
Oh, my God.
Let their dog, a small spaniel, I guess it was the King Charles one, out of their yard, returned 5 minutes later to find the dog being attacked. It was rushed to a vet hospital, did not survive.
My God.
So
he's one of these owners.
Yeah, they had a search warrant for his property on September 22nd, and the actor and the dogs were not at the residence at the time.
Get him, put him behind bars or into the wood chipper. Those are the only 2 options right there. And it's not just because it's a Cavalier that is the victim here. It's because, once again, this is this dastardly bad pet owning, where people own these big-ass dogs. I don't care if you have 4,000 pit bulls at your house. As long as all of them are secured on your property, have your lovely little pit bull, Cane Corso life, whatever it is, whatever kind of dog you want, chihuahuas everywhere. A field of 1,000 chihuahuas sounds kind of funny to me, honestly.
I don't know. One person having 4,000 dogs seems a little much.
I don't care if they have a property away from everybody and they have all of these dogs, as long as the dogs are safe from each other and safe from other people. But the moment people just go, they get a little crazy. They wander the neighborhood sometimes. Kiss my ass. Throw them in jail.
It says it was not immediately clear how many dogs Tyrese Gibson has, but he had also received notice before the incident of a special permit he needed for having more than 10.
He's got an army of these things.
I mean, maybe he says he's using them for like security or something.
Okay, fine, but get a good gate, my friend.
Yeah, you have to secure your
hard.
animals. You have to secure your animals in public. Make sure they're on a leash. Make sure they're well fenced in. Make sure that's it. That's it. There's no two ways around this thing. We've just let this kind of proliferate in the United States, and we've pretended the problems are different things. Like the problems are the pit bull breeds are more aggressive, and also combine that with the power of a pit bull, it can be bad. Sure, right. But who cares if each person responsibly takes care of it? This is the personal responsibility that's drained out of this country, apparently. The same thing has happened with guns. It's like if everybody in the United States of America had a gun and everybody was perfectly responsible with it and kept it perfectly safe, we wouldn't have a gun problem. But the problem is we have people just leaving guns out or getting guns stolen from them, and then they end up in the hands of bad people. I'm simplifying, obviously, but I think that is an issue, and it makes my blood boil. So I'm going to try to...
Didn't Tyrese used to follow you on Twitter, Sabrina?
I don't know.
No, that was oh no, it wasn't Tyrese. It was
another Fast and Furious guy.
No,
it
not
was
Fast and Furious.
like an
He's
MTV
funny.
guy.
He is funny, good looking, great smile.
Sean. It was Sean.
No,
That's who it was.
that wasn't
yeah,
it.
was Sean Watson.
It's something with a T. You're right. I am like
Tyrese?
fully blanking, but it was not Tyrese.
Okay. Well, we'll report back. It'll come to you at some point.
Tay Diggs.
Tay Diggs. They look alike, too.
What?
They in a lineup, I'd confuse the two of them, actually.
All right.
They're both bald black guys, are they not?
Yeah, different faces.
Well, everybody has a different face, save for like
which allows
identical
you to
twins.
determine.
I thought there was another person, but
No, it was
All
Tay
right.
Diggs.
Hang on. All right. Tay Diggs is one. Who is the other guy? What'd you just
Tyrese
say?
Gibson.
All right. Tyrese Gibson. Okay. Now, come on. All right. You're going to tell me this guy right here, right, doesn't look like this guy right here? They look almost exactly like each other. They're black, bald guys with facial hair. They're
And
almost
great teeth.
They both have perfect teeth, a perfect smile. They look almost exactly like one another. All right? Oh, God. One's 46, damn. Tay Diggs is 54.
Good for
you.
him.
Jesus Christ, buddy. Damn. You did it.
Oh, and you see who he's linked to romantically?
No, who's that?
The wickedly talented
Denzel Monzel.
Adele Dazeem.
Adele Dazeem. Well, he's in some trouble. Keep those dogs locked up. That goes for everybody. Nobody should be immune to this. You got to make sure things are safe out there, okay?
You know that the Tyrese is forever on Courtney's S list now.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah,
anybody who hurts King Charles Cavaliers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, like, if that was my dog, I would probably toss a grenade at his house. I could morally justify that response, I think, given some time. But we'll see what you think about that and all the other things we've been discussing on the show today, as per usual. And you can go over to the website, thenewsjunkie.com. We'll get to some of your feedback, but I wanted to ask you, what would you do? There's a woman who realized she made a mistake. All right?
Was her son on the floor crying? Was he hungry?
No. But mega catchy song. Mega catchy.
It's in your head now.
In this case, this woman...
It's going to be the last song we hear at the show today.
Oh, God.
Well, you don't know what I'm going to say in the next episode.
He's hungry. Okay. Anyhow, this woman had a wedding coming up at the beginning of next year. She was excited. She's getting all the planning done. She got the venue locked in. She had everything exactly where she wanted it to be, or so she thought. Then she started paying attention to the news this week. Oh, my God. Bad Bunny is going to be performing at the Super Bowl. And, outrage, excitement, whatever. Pick your poison as to what you want the response to be. This woman goes, oh, everybody's talking about Bad Bunny performing at the Super Bowl. And there's some people who don't like it because he doesn't even speak English in his songs. And she goes, wait, when is this again? And she realized her wedding was scheduled for the Super Bowl.
That's something you could have looked up ahead of time.
I guess she's not a big fan. She wasn't paying attention. She found a Sunday that was open. She booked the place and started booking all the stuff and the entertainment and whatnot. And then she found out
she didn't question why the place had such a low fee, booking fee for that particular Sunday.
This is really surprising. Are you sure you guys aren't booked up for that day? And like, nope. Well, wide open. She signs the paperwork and then she goes, oh, son of a bitch. I locked in my wedding on Super Bowl Sunday. I would say cancel. legitimately, even as a
Because of the
non-sports fan.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, because everybody's going to be distracted if they do go to your wedding.
Not
A
if
lot
you're
of people
having it before the Super Bowl starts during the day.
I mean, you would have to have like
and for a cheaper price,
early morning wedding or something. You might get a deal or two along the way, but for me, why would you want to even compete with that? That's why nobody probably does.
Are you live streaming it?
Like, look, you have either the event at your that's going on that you're attending has your attention, or the Super Bowl has your attention. The two cannot mix. You know, I would reschedule it. I would think I would reschedule that. Bad Bunny aside, but just because people will be very, very distracted. Let us know what you think.
Or pissed at you. Like
Mad,
the people that are invited to your wedding, even people who show up because they know they have to be there for you, are like, son of a bitch, why did you pick Super Bowl?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's just a bad idea. All right, we want to see what you have on your mind, so keep those emails and dispatches coming in. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina, what's coming up on the next episode?
So glad you asked. What's coming up on the next episode? According to rumor reports, a legendary boy band is going on an anniversary tour, and it's gonna may not be including JT. Finally, and once again, we can go twice as high when we take a look that's in a book. Plus, we've got the first surprise guest at next year's Super Bowl, and hint, VIP is not the only one kicking it. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James Miguel and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Happy Thursday, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And for today, we are going to be expecting increasing shower and storm chances. Heavy rain will be possible at times. A lot of the rain will take place as we head into later this morning and into the early afternoon, otherwise subsiding a bit and working its way further to the south as we head into late this afternoon and evening. As we head into the weekend, though, we are going to be expecting an influx of tropical moisture, giving way to even higher chances of showers and storms. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
My name is Arnold Bogarty, and prior to me enrolling in Rasmussen to be...
Hello! Skull mic activated. You see, folks? I'm loose. My voice is like 81% there now. I'm good to go. By the way, every time they start asking questions about this Lil Wayne concert and, hey, where were your seats and how much did you pay for them? I get a little more worried. Little secret between you and me. It was a founder's suite with Moses DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Don't tell him. They'll get a little upset there. Twitch is for bitches. 2 minutes. Celia was talking about what other days are inconvenient to have a wedding. Like, you know, obviously scheduling a wedding on the Super Bowl is a bad idea. The competition's tough. But also, Christmas. I think he brought up St. Patrick's Day. I'm sure there's like lots of things like that where you go, you don't want to get married that day. That's bad. You're partying anyway after the wedding? Hell, I'd renew my vows on Super Bowl Sunday and throw a hell of a reception. Most people want to have their wedding like, I've been to more weddings than you. Guarantee you. I was a wedding DJ for 5 years. Every weekend I went to 2 weddings, if not more. Everybody wants to get married between like 3 or 4 o'clock and a little bit after that. every wedding goes until it's dark, basically. Like, that's going to be Super Bowl time. Somebody wants a brunch wedding? What are you, crazy? During the next break, remind me, I have a minor bit of construction to do in this zone. Okay? God bless in the meantime. We're coming back for the next episode. You should never schedule a wedding during deer season. I wouldn't even know what it was. Is that bad?
Hey, can I pick you up now? Hurry up.
Paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Hi, I'm Kyle, founder of Blindster.com. I started Blindster in 2010 to make quality, custom-made blinds affordable to everyone. Traditional window covering retailers are expensive. Our prices are low, and our blinds are guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Forever hovering over life's great dump button. You're listening to the...
In just a moment, all things happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. Thank you for spending time with us. Hey, you should spend some more in a very intimate situation when we do the roast of me. That's Sean Wasson, the roast of Sean Wasson, coming up on October 30th at Judson's Live at the Dr. Phillips Center. It's going to be a beautiful event, Dress to Impress. We are so excited to see you out there. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be funny. You're going to laugh so much, your face will hurt. You'll get stuck like that. Your face will get stuck like that.
And then we'll roast you.
And then you're on trial. Right, yeah. You're the next one after that. But it's coming up on October 30th at Judson's Live. All right, here we go. It's time, friends. Let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV. You can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
I just wanted to know, what are these red sores all over my genitals right now?
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina. Hey,
smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don, thatmortgageguyDon.com, and of course, the Home Loans Radio Show. If you're looking to refinance your beautiful home, perhaps buying your first dream home, debt consolidation, you're a business owner and you're looking to expand, work with someone who's got your back. He has sources, he has the knowledge, and he's also really cool to work with. And of course, I'm talking about That Mortgage Guy Don. Start the process today by going to thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with
thatmortgageguyDon.com. It was 75 years ago, 1950. Sean, of course, you remember this, right?
I was not alive.
Are you 1,000% sure you were not alive?
I am moderately sure that I was not alive in that year.
It was on this day that the Peanuts cartoon strip, by whom for 2 points?
Charles Schultz.
Oh, Charles Schultz, yeah.
Ooh, that is to see, Lane. It debuted. The strip ran until 2 more points. What year?
2001.
Ooh, so close.
No, I remember. It was like during the show, wasn't it?
So we're old. It was not during
2012? No? Damn it.
February of 2000, C-Lane in the lead right now, but has continued in rerun form. His final comic, though, a 3-panel offering, which included the following very depressing, weird note. Dear friends, I have been fortunate to draw Charlie Brown and his friends for almost 50 years. It has been the fulfillment of my childhood ambition. Unfortunately, I'm no longer able to maintain the schedule demanded by a daily comic strip. My family does not wish Peanuts to be continued by anyone else. Therefore, I'm announcing my retirement. I have been grateful over the years for the loyalty of our editors and the wonderful support and love expressed to me by fans of the comic strip. Charlie Brown, Snoopy, Linus, Lucy. How can I ever forget them? Charles M. Schultz.
Ooh.
And they did it anyway.
Yeah.
They just kept continuing it.
Peanuts sucks. Everybody knows it.
What?
Peanuts sucks. All of those specials are like, it's like a miserable...
Make a whole lot of money, man.
Foray into stuff. There was like no competition back in the day, so I don't think anybody really, thought of other things to watch. So they'd watch Charlie Brown when it came on with a special.
Did you read the comics?
Yeah, I used to look at them all the time when I was a kid, and I always thought Charlie Brown sucked. I like Calvin and Hobbes. I thought that was the fun
Calvin
one.
and Hobbes. And what was the miserable work lady? Diane.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're
Darla?
talking about. Yeah,
Darla?
the lady with the crazy hair.
I didn't really have a connection to a lot of those comics, but
You're not going to newspaper to your house?
Yeah, I never read it.
Oh.
It was my dad. My dad read the paper.
Comics.
But
it shows
about Calvin and Hobbes.
Celine can't read.
Like Calvin was the one that pees on stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember how big that was as a bumper sticker?
So
peeing
much
on
pee-pee.
Chevy, peeing on Ford, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Everything.
Gotta love it. I have been fooled, but well done.
What happened?
Had searched. I was on TikTok and I see people like doing the lip sync thing. Where I'm like, oh, this must be audio from an absolutely real press conference, because I'll play it for you. It would not be crazy surprising Trump saying something along these lines, right?
So it was just brought to my attention in an urgent briefing that the Super Bowl, which is, of course, a very sacred tradition in our country, probably the most watched thing on TV, except for when I speak, of course.
You better believe it.
But I was just informed that in one of the most offensive and radical left and anti-Christian, also, don't forget that, moments in our country, the halftime show of our next Super Bowl will be done by
wait for it.
Can't believe I'm saying this, Bad Bunny.
Bunny.
Okay? Now, what I've been told, we have intel briefings. This is a person from the Mexican city of Puerto Rico. Okay? And already I have a problem with that. Okay? It's the American Super Bowl where we crown a world champion.
You better believe it, my friends.
Do you think this was...
That was not Trump. That was J.L. Calvin. And
so it was a person doing an impression as opposed to an AI deepfake?
And he did a good job, because I did not see the original video, but I did find him and print out his picture. Thank you, iHeart, and your beautiful laser printer. That is not real news. That is not a real press conference. However, this is real news, according to reports. ICE will be at the Super Bowl, baby.
Oh.
Yeah, where Puerto Rican singer Bad Bunny is set to perform the halftime show, which also will be entirely in Spanish, making it historically the first Super Bowl halftime show entirely in Spanish.
Unbelievable.
Could you believe it? Or
No.
you can't. That's why you said unbelievable.
If there were like a Kalshi or a Poly Market on, is there going to be any English words or how many? I might bet on that. That might be a fun little prop.
We got time, do we not?
Yeah.
I'm sure Bad Bunny knows how to speak English. So,
Yeah.
I love when he speaks English. It's so
he
cute.
could do his songs. They'd be like, en español, en español, en español. Hey, America! En español, en español.
I am
Go back and forth.
super happy to be here in Giant Bowl. That is super. Last month, Bad Bunny told ID Magazine that he is not performing in the U.S. during his forthcoming world tour due to, in part, concerns over ICE raids. However...
He's not even playing in the United States, and we gave him the Super Bowl?
I'm excited, though. He is a cutie patootie. And I imagine his shirt will be off just like, what's-his-face from Maroon 5 and his nipples.
I know
Adam.
Zero Bad Bunny songs. I just know
You don't know
that he's
Titi
a
Me
thing.
Pregunto?
I don't know any of them.
You don't. This is the most famous song.
I don't really listen to Spanish music.
No, but it's in top 40. This is obviously the remix of it.
It wasn't obvious to me.
You are familiar with a show called, and let me just read this, Reading Rainbow?
Yes. Butterfly in the Sky.
I can fly.
Twice as high.
You take a
look.
It's in a
book.
It's Reading Rainbow, and it's back, baby.
Yeah.
Wow. They're back, yo. Sadly, no LeVar Burton. Okay, now I'm getting a little flashback. Wasn't there controversy with LeVar?
Yeah, he did like a GoFundMe type thing
to bring it back.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he also cried when they was supposed to be coming back.
Well, he might be crying a little bit more because they are bringing it back for
Without him.
realsies and without him. A new younger host by the name of Michael with a Y, Threets.
All right.
He's going by his TikTok handle.
Does he spell it number 3TS?
No, it's MYCHEL and then THREETS.
All right.
What were your parents thinking? They're like, Michael, but with a Y.
I've got no idea who that guy is, but I saw that there was people, and these seem to be, to me, childless people. It just seems to be a childless kind of comment, where people were like, oh my God, they're bringing it back, but it's not going to be on TV. It's only going to be on YouTube. I'm like, what do you think babies are watching, dude? Little kids and stuff. Like, they're all, it's way smarter for this to be on YouTube. For Reading Rainbow to be on YouTube is a way better idea.
It is also going to air on PBS, though.
Oh, then even better. Then what the hell are they complaining about? You get best of both worlds there.
Thank you.
Like Miley Cyrus.
Also celebrity guests, including Gabrielle Union, Adam Devine, Chrissy Teigen, and John Legend. No word on air date. Original Reading Rainbow for 5 points. Aired from what year to what year?
It was on when I was little. I loved it. It was 1985 to 95.
Go ahead, Celie.
1986 to 2000.
All right, 1983 to 2006, my friend.
Damn. Wow, it's stayed on way longer.
And if you have been waiting for a lot longer than the run of Reading Rainbow for the lead singer of this group,
Aerosmith. Oh, Guns N' Roses.
Aerosmith.
I just heard 1 second of guitar. I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Axl Rose. If you've been waiting for him to be half human, half robot, then wait no more.
Okay.
Because that's what's happening. He has been transformed into a half human, half robot in a new cyberpunk graphic novel series called Axl Rose, Appetite for Destruction. Yow!
Okay. All
Here's
right.
the plot. Set in a neon-drenched paradise city where humans and robots are meant to coexist, Appetite for Destruction follows Axl Rose, you guessed it, half human, half robot, who lives on the fringes and finds solace in the music of a back alley lounge singer.
Is the human half fat?
Also, is that music located between her lady parts?
Maybe.
When she vanishes under mysterious circumstances.
Like a shell?
Like a vagina.
No, but like you put your ear to the shell.
His search for answers drags him to a deadly conspiracy, one that could decide the fate of humanity itself. You're all gonna die. It's available for pre-order for $40 effing to read, and coming out in January on the Boob Tube. Thursday Night Football, baby.
Yeah.
Rams or 49ers? Choose. Rams.
I'm gonna choose the 49ers.
I think I want Rams.
All right, ram it up. Law & Order SVU, also on NBC. Watch What Happens Live. 33rd season premiere of The Graham Norton Show. Tony and Ziva on Paramount Plus. Peacemaker on HBO Max. And the premiere of E.B. White's Charlotte's Web on HBO Max as well. Mark Ruffalo will be on Fallon, and you follow your dreams. I'm me on Instagram, at Sabrina Ambra. Most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. I have not heard any buzz on this at all. No buzz on this at all, which is a shame. But I wanted to say shouts out, if you're out there in the sea somewhere, to Rainn Wilson, because I feel like Rainn Wilson was just so fantastic on The Office as Dwight. Like, unbelievable. That character was so great, and he was so funny. And he seems like a really nice, level-headed guy. And so I've always liked him. But I feel like a lot of stuff that Rainn Wilson was in, he kind of got clowned on. And he didn't really have a lot of success in the acting roles that he had after The Office. It's obviously difficult. Courtney picked out this new movie that we watched over the last couple of days. Rainn Wilson is in this movie with, you guys probably don't know Lil Rel Howery by the name, but you've seen his face everywhere. This guy's in so many movies. He's funny as hell.
He's part of Friends on Vacation Friends.
Yes. Yeah. He's in that movie.
And many other things.
Rainn Wilson is in this new movie called Code 3, where he plays a struggling ambulance driver. And while it's not perfect by any means, it's not like, a runaway great movie. Like, he really steps up and plays a pretty great role in this. And it's funny and poignant. And you kind of think of you get to learn about all the crap that paramedics have to go through. And paramedics, shouts out to you. I didn't even think about some of this stuff. But good for him. I love to see that kind of stuff. He flexed his acting chops a little bit, and I thought he was pretty good in this Code 3 movie, if you haven't seen it.
Vacation Friends was hilarious.
That was good. Vacation Friends 2 was one of those movies where it's like, oh, I see what you did here. The first one was successful.
Redid the whole movie?
Yeah, you just let's take that thing and let's just do it again all over. Okay, quick break. When we come back, we got the update on that Disney Springs weird mystery scuba robbery.
Yes.
New fresh details coming in a 911 call. Let's listen to it. We'll do that. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
The Tampa Bay Bucks head west to face the Seattle Seahawks Sunday. Coverage starts at 3 p.m. on Real Radio 104.
Hey!
There's a couple accidents to look out for on the roadways here. I-4 eastbound at Maitland Boulevard, the right lane is blocked. There's a crash getting cleared up on the ramp from the Greenway southbound at International Drive. That's exit 6 there. The rain's
How you doing?
act like you've never seen water before.
Thursday, baby. Rally.
Showers affecting your ride on the major roadways throughout the area. See traffic troubles called the Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Tammy on YouTube says, I'm watching Black Rabbit. That's a pretty fun ride.
From the traffic center in James
Pretty good.
Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline.
You know, what's interesting about Black Rabbit is, hang on.
At Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Loud commercial. Hate it. Hate it.
Drive in today.
1 second.
No appointment.
Stand by.
Go to VIOC.com for money savings.
Stand by.
And to find a location near you.
This year full of real
Stand by.
is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip
Okay.
anonymously. For more information.
Black Rabbit. Little tidbit for you. Apparently, when they were making Black Rabbit for Netflix, Jason Bateman started meeting with Jude Law. And Jason Bateman and Jude Law knew they were going to be in it together, but they didn't know who was going to play what character. And they chose the characters that they chose because Jason Bateman always plays the sort of aloof guy who saves the family and keeps everything together. He didn't want to play that character again, and he wanted to play the fuck up for once. And so that's why he chose that character, and then Jude Law did the other one. Hi.
Did you just hear that traffic guy?
No, what he said?
Mr. Wakiva?
Wakiva.
Or Altamonte? He's like, the rain's here. Don't act like you've never seen water before.
He's never seen Wakiva before.
No, he hasn't, because he's not from here.
Got it.
Boom.
Oviedo. Wakiva.
Altamonte.
Altamonte.
Wakiva is what E.T. would say.
He probably would. Hey, can I ask Mr. Predicto a question about you?
What is it?
Hold on. Mr. Predicto, is Courtney going to die today?
Oh my God!
Hold on.
You can rely on that.
Thanks a lot.
What did I do?
You killed me.
I didn't kill you. It's Mr. Predicto. God. Always get screwed over like that.
And I gotta tell you, when your testosterone's right, you feel a lot better. You don't feel sluggish anymore. You don't feel like you're unfocused.
Back in just a couple of minutes.
Things are better. The truth is, men today have
Can't wait to get the update on this Disney Springs robbery, which, if you'll recall, off the jump, I was so confused by this because the guy robbed this place of quite a bit of money, maybe $10,000 or $20,000. He robbed this boathouse restaurant, or it wasn't boathouse, was it? Paddle boat? He robbed the paddle boat restaurant in Disney Springs, And he had no weapon. No weapon. But let's hear the 911 call next.
With real great results. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com, or just dial pound 250.
Wow, what are you guys coming at me for? All I did was ask Mr. Predicto a question. You guys always tell me to ask Mr. Predicto stuff, so I asked one question to Mr. Predicto. Jesus Christ. I can't wait to see Mr. Predicto being questioned in court. True. I would love to see that. I'd like to see like the prosecution really leaning into Mr. Predicto. I got new lights coming today. Working on some more videos that will be posted on Facebook and YouTube in maybe the next couple of days, hopefully. But trying to tweak a little bit to bring up the quality all the way.
And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talent Wealth.
The folks at Talent Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who will provide
2 minutes.
will and trust at no charge for you. Reach out at 813.
You should not risk fate. What is this fate you guys are talking about? You guys think that there's this power out there that if you mess with fate, something will happen. Sean, don't say that we haven't been hit by a hurricane all hurricane season. You're tempting fate. Sean, don't ask Mr. Predicto if Courtney's going to die today. You're tempting fate. Are you guys really scared of this? It would not be my fault.
That's International Diamond Center's Keith LeClaire, who says you don't have to settle for national chain quality. Locally owned IDC is a...
Sean once said I had butt cancer and I just had to get precancerous polyps removed. That was just me being honest with you, okay? That wasn't a Mr. Predicto thing. And anybody could have seen it. It was just, you could just see it. Haven't you seen Final Destination? That is not what Final Destination is. Everybody gets this wrong. Final Destination is you were supposed to get on a plane, you didn't fly on the plane even though you were supposed to, and the plane crashed, and now you're going to get the eventuality of dying because you were supposed to go to your final destination on the plane.
Want a big green egg?
Those are different.
First price anywhere. Go to Wassey's Meat Market. They'll deliver and set up your big green egg so that you'll be cooking before they leave. Follow Wassey's Meat Market on Instagram or go to the
Bud,
website,
you're super gay and that's what all this rage is?
Big green egg today.
You skip death, but it's coming to collect? Yes! That's what Final Destination is. You skip death, but it's coming to collect. But that is not the same as saying, like, boy, we haven't been hit by a hurricane in a long time. All right? Chew on that, sucker. It's time to talk about Disney Springs. The robbery.
Your devices. And for comprehensive identity protection, LifeLock is your best choice. LifeLock not only alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal information, but also fixes identity theft, guaranteed or your money back. So stay smart, stay safe, and stay protected with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use the promo code BECK. Terms do apply.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Need help after an accident? Just call Mo. Learn more at JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BANK, B-A-N-K, BANK. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos.
I like this story. I'm interested. I want to know more. I want him to crack the case of who robbed Disney Springs in some scuba gear. I say loosely. I mean, he wasn't scuba diving, but, the guy was all covered up. He didn't even have a gun. I remember at the time of the Disney Springs robbery saying, like, how could you steal all this money from a restaurant? You don't even not have a gun or a knife. You don't even threaten that you have a weapon. You just showed up and asked for the money. You could probably say this wasn't even a crime. I showed up. Like, is it illegal for me to show up to the bank and say, I would like all of your money, please?
Yep.
And they say, sir, well, why would we do that? And I don't know. I'm here to ask. I would like all of your money in one big bag, please. That's not illegal, is it?
I think it might be illegal.
Why? I'm not saying give me all your money.
Put it on the Mo list.
I didn't say I'm going to rob you. This is a robbery. I have a gun.
So you're saying that the difference between the robbery and not the robbery is
manners.
Asking?
Yes, bingo.
Versus
I think
telling.
that's true. I think that's true. I think if I call C-Lane and I say, look, I want everything in your bank account right now, please, if you don't mind. I think, I want is a little much, but if I said, C-Lane, can I please have everything in your bank account right now?
You're ready to laugh.
That's so different than if I said, C-Lane, give me all your money right now. And I had a gun or something.
You're ready to cry.
Okay, now go right in the middle, though. You have nothing as far as weapon. But you're not using manners, where you're like, give me all your money right now, which
robbery,
according to this, was the case. No weapons.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hear exactly what the guy said, but if he says, give me all your money, robbery. But if you walked into a restaurant.
What if he said, give me all my money?
Or
that's a little
give me
looser.
money.
If you said, can I please have all the money at the restaurant right now? I don't think that's a crime. I think that you could argue your way out of that. You could say, look, folks, it's just like asking every woman you see if she'll sleep with you, and you hope eventually the numbers will work in your favor, and one woman somewhere on earth will be willing to have sex with you. It's similar to that, but you go into every restaurant or every bank on planet Earth, and you go, I was just wondering, can I have all the money in the bank today? And I feel like that's a loophole. It doesn't usually work.
Feel free to say no. But
yeah, you might get in trouble, but we'll put that on the Mo list and ask him. And here's our friend Amy Kaufeld from Fox 35. She says there's an update on the bizarre story from Disney Springs. Newly released 911 call captures the moments after a robbery at Paddlefish. A masked suspect wearing swim goggles and black clothes forced employees to the ground and stole up to $20,000. The suspect has not been caught. And they have a story on this over on Fox. I want to see, because I really want to hear the 911 call. I want to see what was said in this 911 call, because that's the only information we have. C-Lane got us the police report on this robbery. And if you recall, there was quite a bit censored out in the police report.
Heavily redacted.
There was a lot of stuff that was redacted in this. So let's see what they say, and let's hear some of the 911 call.
One call that was made after a suspect in swim goggles, you see right there, robbed the Paddlefish restaurant at Disney Springs. Take a listen to this.
Will you describe the person who took the items? We have no idea. He was fully masked. Okay, did he have a weapon with him? Some sort of spray, and he put fresh eggs over us and shoved us to the ground.
All right, it said some sort of spray. He had some sort of spray with him,
which is what he pointed at the camera.
Yeah, he used it to spray paint the cameras. So I think that's what she's talking about. Which I don't know if anybody would confuse that with she kind of confused it with a weapon. I guess she didn't know what it was. Now, to be absolutely clear, if you're just tuning in, I'm not blaming these people for giving up the money. That's what the business is going to tell you to do, and your job is way less important than your life. Staying alive and just giving the person whatever they ask, even if they don't present a weapon, is the smart move. But it's just kind of crazy that you can walk into a place, no weapon, no knife, no gun, and walk out with $20,000. They haven't found this guy yet, but maybe they play more of this. Let's see.
That paddlefish employee says the masked man put the trash bags over their heads and then robbed the restaurant a few weeks ago. The suspect reportedly stole up to $20,000 in cash. In that 911 call, one worker claims the suspect wasn't speaking English. The employee also said that the robber carried a duffel bag and brought spray paint to cover the security cameras. Paddlefish employees say the suspect was fully masked in what appeared to be swimming gear.
All right, by the way, a couple of things. We did see in the police report, it wasn't redacted, that they were looking for like a Hispanic male of a certain height and weight. That's probably because they said he wasn't speaking English. But guess what? If you're going to rob a place like this, you might make it a point to be like, yeah, I'll just speak in Spanish the whole time, because they don't know what color my skin is. They don't know what color my eyes are. They don't know anything about me.
But
so they don't know if I'm Spanish or if I speak English mostly.
Sure.
They don't know any of that.
I mean, they don't even know what my mouth looks like because of how great swimmer. That's the only thing we know for sure.
Right.
Secondly, I have to be completely honest. I lost my train of thought because now I'm thinking of a fully Hispanic person in scuba gear. But there is obviously a bunch of people that speak Spanish that work there.
I'm just saying, it looks to me like it's a possibility, at least, that maybe they did that to throw the trace off of them.
Spanish or someone who, I mean, if you were to speak Spanish with a mask on, Sean, I would know that it's you trying to speak Spanish.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Okay, pretend.
No.
Go. You have a mask on, trying to rob me. Speak
Spanish.
Spanish.
First of all, hang on. Let me set this up for you, and you tell me if you think I could pull this off. If I was going to do it, I would learn very limited words and phrases that I was going to use, and I would stick to those very limited words and phrases, and I would learn how to properly pronounce them as best as I possibly could, and then I would just stay to that structure. So if you only heard that, do you think you would still determine that this person isn't a Spanish-speaking person?
Yes.
I don't think you could.
Okay, but I'm going to tell you, honestly, and any Hispanic listeners that we have would say the same. You know immediately when it is someone who is not a Spanish-speaking.
Yeah, but you're saying the Hispanic people know. If this office full of bean counters is all white, all the Hispanic people were upstairs cleaning.
Yeah.
There was zero Hispanic people
Well, I don't know.
downstairs.
There might have been, but hold on. Let's flip this around. Somebody comes in and says the words in English, and you think we can determine immediately if that person speaks English?
Maybe not, but I can tell you from a Hispanic viewpoint that you can tell when it is, and they could be perfect. Like they speak it fluently, but you know immediately if it's someone who is doesn't have any Hispanic heritage versus someone who has, something inside.
I'm not saying people can't pick up on that. I'm not saying people can't pick up on that. But what I'm saying is, like, if somebody learned in English, this is a robbery, get me the money now, and they only repeated those phrases, I think that they could probably convince people that this is all they said, but we don't know. You don't learn too much about the person from the limited dialogue, and it could be a distraction to trace that down and be like, well, we know that it's a Spanish.
I just think it'd be hilarious to fumble something like this. Like you show up in your swimming gear.
Donde está la biblioteca?
And you have only learned to give me the money in Spanish. And they're like, we don't speak Spanish. And you're like,
no ice.
I'd love the money right now. Please put it in the bag for me. Wear this garbage can on your head.
Switching up accents would be that's another dangerous move. I mean, I would.
See you later.
Let me see if I could find more of that 911 call, or maybe you could find that, Celine, because they didn't give us too much of it. But that's what I really wanted to actually hear. They just gave us the very beginning. This is all going to be from Fox, so it's probably to be cut up exactly the same way. But maybe I can find the actual raw audio of the 911 call itself. I'll try to see if we can locate that at some point.
If they send it to Fox, they might send it to me.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Or it's out there somewhere already posted on some news website. Here is a guy getting pulled over, just for the record, for being a super speeder. You know how they're after the super speeders in the state of Florida? They're after the super speeders. They want to get them. And this guy was one of them. I'm judging by this Flagler County, Florida Sheriff's Office video. I think it's a Corvette that the guy is driving, but I'm not 100% sure. It looks like he's driving a Corvette down the street. And they pull him over for going 107 miles per hour. All right? 107 miles per hour. And they showed his reasoning, his explanation for why he was a super speeder. Here's the initial traffic stop. I don't know, maybe that's not a Corvette. Look, it looks a little bit like a Corvette. They're pulling him over on the side of the road. Definitely looks like a fast car.
I'm just detaining you right now.
All right, the cop said, I'm just detaining you right now to this guy that he's arrested who has his excuse for driving 107 miles an hour.
For the stop, you're going 107. Weaving in and out of traffic. Why are you going so fast?
I have an appointment with my barber.
He said, I have an appointment with my barber.
Also, did he take a time machine there? Sounded like a whippersnapper. Appointment with my barber.
The guy said, I have an appointment with my barber. That is what I'm getting to. I have an appointment with my barber in New Smyrna. 57-year-old Michael Stanek was racing down the highway and was arrested. And the crazy thing is, he was released when he got to the jail, and he was released on a $150 bond. So
that's nice. Did he get to his barber appointment in time?
He was late for that. Unfortunately for him, he was late for that. Didn't really look like he needed much of a haircut, if I'm honest with you. It was looking like it was already pretty trimmed up, but you're not allowed to do that, just for the record. You're not allowed to go that fast.
Hold on. You brought up a good point. You think he was telling the truth? That guy, his hair looks fine. I mean, it doesn't look fine. It needs a little retooling, but
exactly.
Doesn't look like it needs a cut.
Yeah, he looks like he had a haircut recently, at least, but we'll never know. We'll never get down to the bottom of this one, I don't think. We'll find the scuba guy eventually. We will. But let's see what we have. We want to get to a couple emails.
Maybe check the lake. Maybe he's still there.
He's just waiting. It's the best place to hide. Let's see what you got. A lot of people emailing the show. Tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Somebody says a Dwight Schrute sighting. This is on a building in Germany that they saw. Okay, thank you for that. Appreciate that. It does look a bit like Dwight Schrute, this character over here. So thank you for sending that over. Let's see what else you got for us. Jonathan says, according to Mo this morning, when Animal Patrol comes to your house and says they want to take your dog for whatever reason, you are legally allowed to say no. They can't take them without a warrant. Most people just give them up. They said he was supposed to turn his dogs in, and he told them that he already gave them away, so he doesn't know where any of them are anymore, which sounds a little fishy if I'm honest with you. This is Howdy TNJ crew. This is Clay, who says, when I heard you reporting on Dave Chappelle saying Saudi Arabia has more free speech than America, I was assuming they were referring to the following joke Ronald Reagan said during a speech. An American is talking to a Soviet citizen about the differences between their countries. The American says, in my country, I can stand in front of the White House, pound my fist on the president's desk, and say, Mr. President, I don't like the way you're running this country. The Soviet citizen replies, so what? I can do that too. The American is surprised and asks, really? Yes, says the Soviet. I can go into the Kremlin, find the general secretary, pound my fist on his desk, and say, I don't like the way President Reagan is running his country. I get it. Mm-hmm. It also didn't surprise me that some of these comedians took the money because many of them are struggling financially for various reasons, he suggests. All right, thank you for that. Lots more emails coming in, especially about the comedy situation, but many more things we've been discussing along the way. So we'll work those in. We got to get down to jury duty before too long. Big updates in jury duty. What's going on with the government shutdown? Is everything about to open back up? They fix it? What's happening? We'll dig in. I got the best clips on that all set up for us, and that's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Peace, love, unity, respect.
I would wear my knuckles down to a nub punching people in that place.
Oh, I thought it's just because you drag them.
The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Emergency crews are blocking all lanes, clearing up an accident on Orange Blossom Trail southbound at Boy Scout Road. That's just past State Road 429. On the ramp from the Greenway southbound at International Drive, there's a crash getting cleared up there. Road conditions are going to be a little wet this afternoon. Expect abnormal delays on most of the major roadways. Just take your time this afternoon. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle, founder of Blindster.com. I started Blindster in 2010 to make quality, custom-made blinds affordable to everyone. Traditional...
Hello! And you'll get $50 off their services like full carpet, tile, air duct cleaning. They do it all. Some minimums apply. Just go to OrlandoZeroRes.com. Zero Res, spelled forwards or backwards, is the right way to clean.
Top reasons your career wants you to move to Ohio. So many amazing growth opportunities, high-paying jobs in technology, advanced manufacturing, engineering, life sciences, and more. You'll soar to new heights, just like the Wright brothers, John Glenn, even Neil Armstrong. Their careers all took off in Ohio, and yours can too. A job that can take you further, and a place you can't wait to come home to. Have it all in the heart of it all. Launch your search at callohiohome.com.
Want a big green egg? For the lowest price anywhere, go to Wassie's Meat Market. They'll deliver and set up your big green egg so that you'll be cooking before they leave. Follow Wassie's Meat Market on Instagram or go to their website, wassie'smeatmarket.com, for your big green egg today.
Testosterone is back, baby. Thanks to Red Mountain weight loss. Man, it was really low, and I called
Apologies.
weight loss.
How are you? Everything good?
Needs to be. And I gotta tell you,
We got jury duty coming up.
you feel a lot better. You don't
And
have selfish anymore.
tomorrow on the show, we will learn the Diddy sentencing, which should be interesting to hear.
So this is a solution by calling Red Mountain weight loss. It's a prescription, and it's prescription strength testosterone that you only can get from somebody like Red Mountain weight loss. And it's awesome talking to their people, and they make it super easy. So if you're losing
I am so concerned, by the way, with all the new AI stuff, like the Soren thing we talked about, the video AI update. The internet is going to become so much slop content. It is crazy, man. No getting around that. Back in a moment.
Whoa. Just dial #250 on your phone and say the keyword Red Mountain. It's Red Mountain weight loss.
The National Kidney Foundation's 40th annual Surf Fest turns up the fun with the block party downtown Cocoa Beach.
Okie dokie to you.
Get ready to rock out with live performances.
Hang up.
And money makers and True Phonic. Enjoy food trucks and vendors plus raffles and
Oh, no.
games, all supporting the National Kidney Foundation.
How do I get the camera back?
So grab your friends and
Hey, over here.
join
Hey.
the party downtown
You see me?
Cocoa Beach. Saturday, October 11th, starting at 6 p.m. For more information, visit nkfsurf.com.
This is where the failed light was.
Good news, we offer HELOCs and home equity lines of credit with scores below 640. Find out if you're qualified today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Okay, got that.
Heard of the Hard Rock Bet Party? How'd you get your money so quick? Hard Rock Bet's got
Hey.
fast withdrawals.
Almost as fast as Dale Jr. valeting cars at this
There you are. Aha, gotcha. Over here.
Withdrawals have given me new motivation.
Okay.
Tips are appreciated.
How do I?
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New players bet $5 get $150 in bonus.
Sorry. Sorry for the angle here. Not trying to be right up in your face, but I gotta take this bracket off the wall. I'll leave momentarily. Hang on. Oh! Shit! Yeah, mostly. Oh, God. Oh, boy. There it is. Okay. Hang on. Okay, almost.
My outlets don't work. I should have called Frank Gay.
Come on.
I'm calling Frank Gay. When your power goes out, don't settle for half-baked electrical service. Call the pros who fix
Ooh.
it fast. That's the Frank Gay way. FrankGayServices.com.
Oh, no, it's still stuck on there. Oh no! Made a huge mistake. Okay, hang on. I made a huge mistake. Don't worry, I can fix it. Yeah, that's gonna have to stay there. Okay, got it. I'll be back.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation. Now, caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis Pixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin. And over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients. Don't stop prescription Eliquis.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it because it looks perfect right now. But if it comes off, it like all the paint came off with it on the mural, which I don't want. So it's better this way. Okay.
While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help.
1 minute and we're back.
Bleeding or bruising or back pain.
Sorry for the visuals. Really shrewded that whole thing. Just a disaster.
SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about plan.
When radio guys try to do handiwork, well, I mean, I did it. I got it off the wall, but the paint from the mural came with it, so I had to put it back up there. It looks fine. It looks beautiful the way it is. I just can't have the mural messed up at all. That's unacceptable. All right, here we go. Shouts out to Alex for the murals. My favorite thing.
Who took on the medical establishment, who risked everything to invent open heart surgery. Welcome to the Wild West of American medicine. I'm Chris Pine, and this is Cardiac Cowboys. If you like medical dramas, if you like heart-pounding thrillers, you will love Cardiac Cowboys. Listen wherever you listen to podcasts.
Sponsored by Jasper.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, bank. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Send him your tips and your deepest, darkest secrets. Email tips at the
something that happens before too long. We'll get into your thoughts, and you can record yours. Your video or audio dispatches are coming up in just a bit on the show, or email the show, tips, TIPS, at thenewsjunkie.com. The country is divided in many ways. I mean, still in your neighborhood, probably most people are very together and normal. I mean, I have some neighbors who I think are a little unhinged. I have a lot of neighborhoods that are a lot of areas in my neighborhood where people get real political, which I find to be odd. There's one neighbor that has like all these messages up along the side of their house in my neighborhood, and it's like each window has like a sheet of paper with this like big political message and all of it. And I'm like, God, man, that's so bizarre to kind of live life that way. But there are people who are divided, right, in this country. And in fact, the story came out this weekend from the New York Times, and they said that Americans' divisions cannot be overcome, says the majority in this new poll. They think that these people are they believe in different realities. They have different ways that they view America moving forward. And you can't really console those things. Like, you cannot make it work with these people. With that said, I want to tell you that actually I think this idea might work that's being floated around out there. There's an idea, and it's on the conservative, well, I shouldn't even say that anymore, but I'll say right of center side of things politically, to counter program, as we once suggested may happen, the Super Bowl. Bad Bunny will be playing at the Super Bowl in California, and the big move is by some of these like commentators who are right-leaning commentators to start a competing thing when the Super Bowl starts But I think they've floated having Creed, I believe, perform for their event and do like their version of the Super Bowl halftime show.
Interesting.
I honestly think, like, if they had Creed, like, I don't care what their political stuff is, but if there was a counter program to the Super Bowl halftime show and it was Creed over Bad Bunny, I would watch that. I would rather watch Creed perform, personally, myself, than Bad Bunny, which
Why?
I don't even understand anything that Bad Bunny's saying. He's not speaking English. I don't care to watch him perform at the Super Bowl. I'd rather watch a band that I like.
I mean,
Creed.
can you understand what Creed is saying, too?
I understand with arms wide open. And I don't understand exactly what he's saying, being 6 feet from the ledge. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what that
And the math makes zero sense,
but it's in English, and it's a rock song, and I dig it. I'm all about it. But I think I would tune in. Yeah, like, I think if there was something else going on that had a better performer like that, it would draw my eyeballs in. And I have to assume it would draw a lot of other eyeballs in too, which is maybe the only thing that would make the Super Bowl rethink how they've been programming the halftime show.
I mean, they get great numbers, though.
Because of the Super Bowl.
Exactly,
right?
but they have given the numbers when it comes to the halftime show, and those seem to be doing very well.
Yeah,
there are
I don't even know.
Spanish people in America.
There are more people who don't speak Spanish than speak Spanish in most of America still. Those people are not who this programming is for, seemingly. It seems like the programming is for probably Hispanic viewers and probably female and younger viewers that they're attempting to get with a booking like Bad Bunny. That's what they're going for. But there's a lot of people, trust me, there's a lot of people who are like, I don't know who this is, and that isn't a Super Bowl halftime show I really care to watch. And so those people, I think, would go, what else? Is there something going on? And if it got enough attention, I literally think you could get probably millions of people to tune into the alternative. I think you absolutely could. I don't know how much.
What else has attempted to counter-program the halftime show?
Kid stuff.
Okay.
Puppy Bowl, family stuff.
But does I thought the Puppy Bowl happens during the day before the game.
It might. I don't know enough about that.
They were playing the Super Bowl, what was it, last year or the year before? Nick and
right.
a Nickelodeon streaming service where they were showing like SpongeBob in it. And I mean, that was
but nobody,
at the same time.
Nobody's really counter-programmed the entertainment portion of the Super Bowl as far as I've seen it. Like, nobody said, hey, you're going to have Bad Bunny singing in Spanish to this crowd. That's not for me. I'm going to go elsewhere. Where can I go? And there's not really anything necessarily that they could move their eyes to. Flip it to another thing, and then it's the same exact length as the Super Bowl performance, and then right after you just switch it back to the Super Bowl. I think that would actually draw a significant amount of viewers. Would it draw more than the Super Bowl? No shot. Nowhere close. Nowhere close. But the average person watching the Super Bowl is probably not super aware of Bad Bunny, would be my guess.
I mean, not necessarily understanding them, but Bad Bunny is one of the top artists in the United States. And that does account for people who don't speak fluent Spanish.
I'm talking about
that enjoy his music.
And this is tough. This isn't like everybody's going to pick up on this and be like, you don't want to listen because he's Spanish. I don't want to listen because I don't know who he is really, and I don't understand what he's saying.
But a lot of people do, though. I mean, I understand that you represent
a lot of people don't, though.
But
so what does
enough
that bring
of them
us?
for him to be the Super Bowl halftime show.
He's
obviously.
the Super Bowl halftime show because Jay-Z and Rock Nation have chosen him to be the Super Bowl halftime show.
He was also in Happy Gilmore, too, because a lot of people know who he is.
Yeah, because he's a star, of course.
Right. That's why he's in the halftime show as well. Is it not?
Sure.
I mean,
sure.
I don't want... I feel like there is something to be said about his notoriety.
I'm not suggesting that Bad Bunny isn't famous. I'm suggesting Bad Bunny is in the United States of America, where the vast majority of people, including football fans, speak the English language. And he is going to be performing at the biggest stage possible during the Super Bowl in Spanish, right? So that obviously is not going to be the cup of tea for a lot of people who don't know what the hell is going on. They don't know what this person is saying. So therefore, counter-programming that would probably work, is my point. I think it would probably work. I think people would dig that. And
are they going to do it live?
They would have to. Yeah. Or they wouldn't really have to, but they just have to air it at the same time. It would.
Yeah. I think I remember this, and I'm reading up just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure one of the early episodes of Celebrity Deathmatch was an MTV Super Bowl halftime special, but counter-programmed that year's Super Bowl.
Oh, really? Yeah.
It was 1998. So whoever was playing the halftime show would have been, a tribute to Motown's 40th anniversary featuring Boyz II Men, Smokey Robinson, Queen Latifah, Martha Reeves, and the Temptations.
Okay. And they counter-programmed it?
Yeah.
It would have to be live for me. Like, I would want it to be live to have the same vibes. But I honestly think it would draw a decent amount of numbers and probably make some money, especially with a counter-programming move like this.
Everybody at your Super Bowl party has to vote on, Bad Bunny or Creed.
I'm going Creed, all right? That's the direction I'm going in on account of that's what I like better. But we'll see what you think. Would you tune into that? Let us know. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Chaos on Twitch says, the people that don't like Bad Bunny are the same people that said they couldn't understand Kendrick. Let's be real. Middle-aged white dudes that hate that the country is changing from I effed my cousin and my sister. Wow. That's one way to put it. No, the fact is, when you look at demographics, as much as, some people might want this to be different, Celine, look this up for me. I don't want to just make up numbers. What percentage of the American public
83%
is fluent in Spanish?
All right,
what percentage of the American public is fluent in Spanish is the question I have.
In Spanish.
Because I mean, my guess is it's a pretty low number, which is why it seems strange to program the biggest halftime show or the biggest performance that you could think of, the largest stage, to those people.
Approximately 14% of Americans speak Spanish at home, making it the second most spoken language in the U.S. after English. Broader estimates of total Spanish speakers included native and second language speakers reach about 59 million, roughly 18% of the population.
So what was it, 12, 14? 14%? 14%. 14% of the United States public speaks the language.
And how many people were watching the Super Bowl?
Oh,
last
God,
year?
80 million or maybe more than that. A lot of people. But what I'm saying is it's a small minority of people that will understand what's going on with this performer, which is, they don't care. They're counter-programming. They're doing this on purpose. They're just like when they brought in Kendrick Lamar. They're like, this isn't for the traditional football fan. Maybe it's for a younger portion of our fan base, and we want to bring those people in. The point is, it just leaves a gap. It leaves a gap where somebody else could come in and say, let's put something more traditional in this spot, and a lot of people would like that.
I think this year is their biggest chance in a while.
I think so. I think they probably could have done it a little more last year just because of Kendrick Lamar maybe being somebody that a large portion of the audience wasn't really in tune with. But this year is just, it seems like it's going to be more obvious unless they do something special, unless he says, oh, I'm going to perform these songs in English for the first time. Maybe they make a swerve on it or something. But it'll be interesting to see that play out. And I would love to see if they actually do this counter-programming, what kind of numbers that ends up stealing away. Let us know what you think. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com.
I think personally would definitely just watch the regular old Super Bowl halftime show and then go watch the Creed thing later, like in Porque no los dos.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, it just would be something that I think would offer up for the first time something that would draw away more viewers than it usually does. Usually it's everybody's just locked in on the Super Bowl. All right, we'll get to that feedback. We'll get to jury duty as well. That's coming up. We got to get into what's happening with the government shutdown because there's been some fireworks I hear on that front. All of that and more coming up next on the News Junkie.
You know you can always text us, unless you're driving, at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission.
UCF quarterback David Jackson, he'll be available for Saturday's game against Kansas. He's not on the injury report despite hurting his shoulder last week. The Buccaneers, they had 16 players on their injury report after Wednesday's practice, including quarterback Baker Mayfield with knee and biceps issues. And Week 5 of the NFL season kicks off tonight with an NFC West clash between the Rams and the 49ers in Southern California. I'm Scott Davidson.
You wouldn't drive a car under the influence, so why would you operate a boat? The FWC wants to remind you that operating a boat while impaired is just as deadly as driving a car and carries the same penalties. Be as safe at sea as you are on land. Visit myfwc.com for more info.
Hey, Sabrina here, and time do be a-flying, which means Thanksgiving is coming up. So if you need new appliances before the holidays, then you have to start shopping with my friends over at Southeast Steel Appliance Warehouse. From the moment you walk in, you know you're dealing with true appliance experts, real people who know the benefits of many brands and will guide you to find the perfect appliance for your needs. I found the best deals there, but most importantly, I worked with incredible people, and that's all the folks over at Southeast Steel. I am so confident that you are going to have the best experience there, so be sure to visit them. You can go to southeaststeel.net or stop by their downtown location at 63 West Amelia Street. Trust me, at Southeast Steel, you get the best deal. Tell them Sabrina from the News Junkie sent ya.
This just in, hot off the bench press. Planet Fitness has expanded strength equipment. We're raising the bar with these benches, and our hack squat will have you actually looking forward to leg day. Plus, we're still repping all the best-in-class equipment we've always had. There's no better time to get stronger. Join the club today for $1 down, $15 a month, now through October 10th.
Hello, everybody. Unapologetically, Creed is better than Bad Bunny, just for the record. Creed is better than Bad Bunny. Unapologetically.
Natural gas helps families rest easy, no matter what Mother Nature has in store. Learn more at naturalgasdoesmore.com/stormsmart.
When you're in big corporate world, everybody operates out of a manual or a big book of rules. That's International Diamond Center owner Keith LeClaire talking about how hard it is to work at one of those big box corporate jewelry stores.
Okay, jury duty coming up next. Don't need that.
With all that pressure on the clerks, imagine how it must feel for the customer. With IDC, it's the opposite. At IDC, we don't have a manual telling our people how to deal with customers. We give our associates
Okay, all set.
make a decision and help the customer make the right decision. We empower our people.
What if the Creed songs were in Spanish? Adios, muchacho. I love this like weird thing where it's like, actually, you're a bunch of fucking racists. Bro, like, some people just don't like that music. Are we pretending? Are we in pretend world? We're in the United States of America. The Super Bowl is watched by the average American family. As much as it may trigger some people, the average American family is still not a fucking Bad Bunny fan. Okay? They're still hablo inglés in the average American family.
97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients.
Haven't watched the Super Bowl halftime since Prince did it. His was the best ever. Prince was pretty great. Minnesota's own. Pretty great. Dwayne says nothing racist about not liking his music. There is an overall reaction like that to this shit, though. Like, you didn't like Kendrick Lamar? Oh, okay. Middle-aged white guy didn't like Kendrick Lamar? It's not like, hey, is there the potential that some of these people didn't like Kendrick Lamar or won't like Bad Bunny simply because they don't like it and don't understand what the hell's going on in the music? What a rot gut idea that you go, if you don't like these artists, actually you're just a racist and you're just a dumbass and you're just an uncultured swine. But if you like these artists, you're not. You know what I mean? Like, so really dopey idea. 45 seconds. The Super Bowl isn't for middle-aged white guy. Remember when Britney Spears and NSYNC did it? I hate to break it to you, but most people who watch the Super Bowl are white people. All right? Just they're the majority in the United States of America, okay?
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com, and we sell custom blinds, shades, and
Yikes.
Low prices. Our blinds are handcrafted to fit your windows, and if they don't, for any
#1 app for radio.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com, and we sell custom blinds, shades, and shutters at low prices. Our blinds are handcrafted to fit your windows, and if they don't, for any reason, we'll remake them for free. Your satisfaction is always guaranteed at Blindster.com.
Save every day at Headquarter Hyundai. We've dropped prices on acres of new Hyundais. Visit headquarterhyundai.com.
He won't hesitate to call you out when you're being a little asky. This is the
We got some big updates there, and a story that I'm sorry. There's something really fishy about what happened to this person. I'm going to give you the details on this in just a second. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. And Christine emails the show. Says just some thoughts on a story you were talking about recently. I grew up in Idaho in the 80s, just to date this comment and data. My hometown had a huge population of Mormons. This is in reference to the Mormon church attack story. So many, in fact, that my high school had a release hour every student got, but it really was so the Mormon students could cross the street and take Bible study during school hours. That's how much influence they had in my small town. Personally, I would say
what did they do for them to cross the street?
They had a like an early release hour.
Okay.
But everybody got it, but it was basically just because the Mormon kids needed to get out anyways for their Bible study. Personally, I would say the Mormons I knew were some of the best people in town. However, I also knew at least one Christian church in town that viewed the Mormons as a cult at the time. I don't know if that view exists anymore, or
it does
even
for
if it
some
was
people.
A widely held view outside of my local area. But when I was young, there was a faction of people where I lived that hated Mormons just because of their view of the religion. I know the story sounds like the attack was just one crazy guy, but when I first heard the story, I had a little flashback to things I would hear as a child from people in town. Anti-Mormon things, I think she's saying.
Yeah.
Love the show. Hope you have a great week, Christine. Thank you.
Funny that she mentions that, because there was somebody when we talked about yesterday, the Mormon religion not seeming super hateable. They seem like very nice people, right? And there was somebody who texted in that was like, yes, they are very nice people. All of them are going to hell. They're a cult. I was like, oh my gosh. That was such a 180 in the middle of a text message.
There are certain sects of it that you hear the inside stories once you have become part of the religion or you were born into it, where it's like, ay, they were not very nice to those child wives of theirs.
I'm looking at this, and when we were talking about this, I was looking at this from the perspective of, like, if you look at different religions and then the religions that attract hate, you could see things that they would have to bring on that hate. Like, for instance, when I talked about the Muslim faith, the Islamic faith, you could say that somebody might be upset by Islamo-terrorism, Islamo-fascist terrorism, and then they would go like, oh, because of that, I don't like Muslims. Or like how after 9/11, there was a backlash against people that, they just assumed were also Muslims.
Oh, gosh. You want to be a Muslim on a plane in 2002?
Right, yeah, right? God forbid. So that kind of stuff exists. But I said, for Mormons, the only thing I think of like that personally is just the door knocking, the solicitation of the religion. Mostly, it seems like, I don't know, I just don't have a bad version of them in my heads, but clearly this guy who attacked the church and had all these bombs in his truck and stuff was definitely of a different mindset altogether. Thank you for the email, by the way. Here we go. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. If you are in an accident, or your family, your friends, or anybody is in an accident, you need to know that there's an attorney who's going to fight for you, who's going to stand up for you, and make sure that you're taken care of and go against those greedy insurance companies. That guy, that's Mo. And you know him from the show. You'll probably hear him this week on the program. And he's the best. So make sure you reach out after an accident. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. Here's the story where I have some questions. And we'll get to all your feedback about the Bad Bunny stuff and all this other reaction that's coming in for the show. But right now, in Iowa, there's a story that I am questioning. And let me see if I can bring this up so we can get all of the details. But this was about an Iowa teen that died. And the teenager was shot and killed. He's 17 years old, and his name was Carson Ryan, all right? And it says a teenager died Saturday in rural Iowa after he was shot by a fellow hunter who apparently mistook him for a squirrel.
All right.
All right.
One first question.
Mhm.
How?
This is what I thought.
Last
and
time
go,
I checked, squirrels and humans vary in size.
I have never been squirrel hunting. I have been hunting multiple times. I've been hog hunting. I've been rabbit hunting. I've been deer hunting. I have never been squirrel hunting. But I'm just going by the size of animals. Like you could see mistaking maybe a person really quick for a deer. That
makes
seems
sense.
kind of crazy.
Maybe
but,
even a boar.
But a squirrel is the biggest squirrel in the world is not as big as the smallest human in the world.
Correct.
It's like these things
Or
do
that's
not
a
add up
big-ass
to me.
squirrel.
Something has gone wrong here.
I mean, even when you're in the hunting garb, none of them have fluffy tails like a squirrel does.
Not that I know of, unless I'm out of the loop here. Carson Ryan, 17, was hunting squirrels outside Iowa City when gunfire from somebody in his group struck him in the back of the head, according to the Iowa Department of Natural Resources. In a news release, they said he was, quote, mistaken for a squirrel by a member of his hunting party. Now, lest you think, oh, Sean, maybe it was like the middle of the night and they heard like a rustling and then bam, they shot. It was 3 p.m. This was in the middle of the day.
Are they
It's
just
3
taking their word
p.m..
for it at this point? Because then again, you could use hunting as an excuse for any murder.
This seems a little bit like Cheney. When Cheney went hunting with the guy and he was like, oh, okay, whoops, just an accident. Didn't mean to do that. He died from his injuries at this hospital nearby. Now, there's an investigation.
What kind of gun are you hunting squirrels with then?
I don't know. Here's the guy. Does he look like a squirrel to you? He just looks
He
like a
doesn't look
regular
like a squirrel, but if it,
No, he
as
looks. I think
far
he looks a little squirrely.
as squirrel hunting, if you're using a 9mm, that's going to blow the squirrel up. Therefore, I think getting rid of the whole point of hunting for squirrels for something other than blowing up squirrels.
I'm going to take a guess you're not hunting with a 9mm for anything, but I would say it's probably like a rifle.
A 22.
And you're probably out there with your friends. And I would imagine in the middle of the day, you should be able to see each other good enough that you're not shooting somebody in the back of their head.
1,000%.
Thinking that they're a
I
squirrel.
agree with you. Now, let's say you've mistaken your human friend that is much bigger than a squirrel for said squirrel.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of shot is killing them?
Say that
And
again.
What kind of shot is going to kill them? What are you hunting squirrels with?
Oh,
Where are you shooting this person?
This person got shot in the back of the head when it comes to the story that we're talking
It's
about.
very fishy.
It's not even like
Squirrely, sorry.
So if you just see somebody randomly out of the corner of your eye and you thought that movement was a squirrel, isn't like hunting etiquette that you shouldn't just fire immediately? I would imagine like
You get it in the scope. You
focus.
breathe in.
Yeah,
And you
like
take the
okay.
shot.
There's the deer. Let me take a second. All right. Okay. Now I can fire at the deer or the bird or the whatever. I don't know
Not
hunting etiquette.
reaction like that, but squirrels are faster than deer, I guess. I have no
Maybe.
idea.
If you've been squirrel hunting, tell me, make this make sense to me. If you've been squirrel hunting, make this make some sort of sense because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me right now.
If you would have told me last week this story, I would have said, this is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But after the weekend, I don't know. Because at some point, Ashley and I were in the kitchen and I was saying something and she like cut me off mid-sentence and was staring out the kitchen window and she used some curse words like, what the F or something. And I was like, what? What's wrong? She goes, I don't know. Maybe it was just a really big squirrel, but I thought I saw a friggin' monkey outside. I like a monkey.
How many weed seltzers have you guys had?
She's never even tried the weed seltzers.
Get out there immediately if you think there's a monkey in the backyard.
Awesome.
Somebody says a 22. Nobody's squirrel hunting with a 22.
Forgive me, I've not gone squirrel hunting.
A 410. A 410 is just a shotgun, as far as I know, versus a rifle. And I don't even know if that person's accurate in that. Somebody says, were they wearing high visibility clothing as they should have? It does not mention that. It doesn't say anything about like what they were wearing for safety. Just seems a little weird, a little fishy.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can find any more stories about that. Speaking of Lil Wayne, I said I went to Lil Wayne concert last night. Good times, good times. But in this case, somebody didn't go to the Lil Wayne concert, and an Alabama woman landed herself behind bars. Why? She's accused of setting her ex-boyfriend's house on fire because he would not go to the Lil Wayne concert with her.
Is that why you took Courtney?
I immediately said yes. Yes. I said, I'm not going to risk this. Please don't burn the house down. Amy Beth Taylor did it, and she's out of her mind. She burned down her boyfriend or former boyfriend's home in Alabama. She had showed up and said, let's go. We're going to go to the concert. I want to see Lil Wayne. And he said, no, not doing it. And she came back and burned the guy's house to the ground, which is something that will get you in some trouble, as you might imagine. But there you go. Make sure you say yes next time. And in the long run, that's probably going to be better for you and your house. All right, we're going to get to some of your dispatches when we return. We'll see what's going on with you. We also have to get on. I talked about the government shutdown thing. I don't think too many people are mega tuned into that. But I want to at least give you a little updates as time goes by, right? Just what's happening out there with the government shutdown. So I got some clips of people talking about that in the media very briefly. So we'll see what you think about that and everything else, because it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Out in the Palm Coast, we got a crash blocking all lanes on I-95 southbound at Matanzas Woods Parkway. Look out for emergency crews on the roadways there. On most of the major roadways here on I-4, Florida's Turnpike, you won't be running into much of 760-477 from the traffic center in James, Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Need new blinds? At Blindster.com, we offer guaranteed low prices, guaranteed satisfaction, free samples, and free shipping. At Blindster, we take the fear
Okay.
of ordering custom blinds.
Moses DeWitt's going to be joining us in a moment. We got big questions for him, like if you went into a bank and said, I was just wondering, would it be possible for you to give me all your money? If that would still be considered committing a crime and robbing the bank. I think it shouldn't be. Because politely asking for something is not robbing somebody. But we'll see.
I'm calling Frank Gay. For clogged drains in your home, trust our highly trained
Man Ticket says, you got me curious, so I watched the news story. It was a 22 bullet, and the DNR rule that an accident. It was a 22? No, that's impossible. That's impossible. I was told by a chatter that it was definitely not a 22. That can't be right. What happened to my expert source on all things hunting in chat? Who can you trust anymore? Watson, please give me all your money. No. But I'm not going to seek to press charges against you because, honestly, you asked very nicely. It was very nice of you.
You're dealing with the true appliance experts. Visit southeaststeel.net or stop by 63 West Amelia Street in
Beha, you are never going to get past any of the allegations if you keep peeing your pants all the time. Okay? Honestly, between this and the drizzling, things on Twitch are in a state of emergency. I would suggest that we have a problem on our hands. There's a good percentage of Twitch viewers who are either drizzling or urinating on themselves. And these are grown adults that we're speaking about here. What do you do with these people? The drizzlers and the peers, for instance. I don't know. I honestly don't know. says, as far as the Bad Bunny thing, I don't hate Hispanic music, but I don't understand it, so why would I listen to it? That doesn't make me a racist. Keith, how dare you, you racist? This is like bake the cake, bigot. It's exactly what it is. Push back on this dipshittery when people do it. It is bake the cake, bigot. What, you don't like the guy singing Spanish songs? Watch it and enjoy. Bake the cake, bigot. This is like the extreme of this was when they started to suggest that if you didn't have sex with trans people, you were somehow in the wrong. Like, you're not gonna have sex with a trans woman? What the hell? Like, no. So I'm just not into some things. I am just not into Spanish music. Bad Bunny, I wish him the best of luck. But you're exactly right. It doesn't make you a bigot for not liking stuff.
Lock in savings and gain energy independence. With nearly 40 years of experience and over 60,000 systems installed.
How about tinkling? I would rather you guys weren't drizzling, peeing, or tinkling at all. I would rather none of those things were happening.
For your great exclusive savings. Remember, save money when you mention me, Russ Rollins, at solarsource.com/monster.
You need to learn Spanish? No. With any luck, we'll keep speaking English.
The two buses are ready to roll Saturday, October 25th, with stops in Leesburg, Tavares, and Mount Dora.
It's not racist to not like that music, but it's kind of racist to get all worked up and pissed off about it being used for the halftime show. That's not what's happening. In fact, it's the opposite of that happening, Erica. What's happening is you're going, hey, because some people are not into this because they don't speak the language, they are actually interested in some counter programming, like a rock band named Creed. Maybe I'd be interested in watching that. It's not about a free market thing. Because I'm saying, well, maybe I'd be interested in this counter programming. And it's like, why, you racist? That's what's going on here, okay? This is like, oh, cool, you guys want to do Bad Bunny? Cool, do that, cool. What else is there? Because I don't understand that and don't really care about it. What else is there? Oh, there's this? Oh, this is cool. And then you get yelled at for picking something else. It's the inverse of what you were suggesting, actually. 90 seconds. Hey, don't kink shame us all, Sean. I'm not kink shaming. I'm just saying some of you have some very strange things going on to you. I'm not trying to judge, but I am. Abraham Dragonfred says he doesn't like watching football. Wait, give it a day. That'll be a hateful thing too somehow. If I want to counter program the whole damn thing. Although, if I'm real, I do like watching the Super Bowl. It's a fun, like, social experience. I do like that. All right, we're coming back. 45 seconds. There's a new insult that school-aged kids are using against each other. I'm going to tell you about it next.
Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. 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 That's check. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
Now back to the most viral newsroom on planet Earth. This
Show on a lovely Thursday. And boy, do we have a lot of ground to cover still here. We'll get to more of your thoughts, emails, and dispatches. I promise I'm not just talking about it. I will get to them here momentarily on the show. Couple of things. One, people saying, Sean, why does any of this Super Bowl stuff matter to you? You don't even like football. Two things. One, this Super Bowl stuff doesn't matter to me at all. I was simply saying it's interesting to counter program something like that. And if that ever caught traction and pulled away a big portion of viewers, I think they would start rethinking how they have been programming for the last 20 years or so, the Super Bowl halftime show. I think they would start thinking about it in a different way because they would say, oh, shoot, this is actually hurting us a little bit. And the advertisers aren't going to like that one bit. I think that's an interesting thing. Number two, I don't care about football at all, but I do like the Super Bowl. It's fun. I think it's such a fun social thing when there's, it's sort of one of those days where everybody is on the same page talking about the same stuff. Like you get into an elevator with a random person, you're like, oh, Super Bowl tonight, like when a hurricane's coming, oh, hurricane's on the way. I like the social aspects of the Super Bowl, and I enjoy watching it like that. So I enjoy it at least on that front. More of your comments coming momentarily, but right now, our friend Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm.
Hi, Moses. Hey, buddy.
Look at him. He looks fantastic. He's the best of the best. Mo, we have some legal questions for you. But before
that again.
Your son is still quite young, so he's probably not bringing home.
How old is he, Sean? How old is he?
He's 6, I believe.
Oh, you nailed it. Look at you.
6 years old. And great kid. Very adorable kid. He will go to
You're really
beautiful.
buttering me up today.
He will go to beautiful places in the world, though, and just look at his tablet instead of staring at the unbelievable scenery.
Spoiled child.
But he hasn't brought back, I'm sure, insults from the kids' world as of late, has he?
He picks up stuff every now and then. It's mostly from. For a while, he was repeating some things that his grandmother would say.
Oh, great!
Like,
come on.
I'm not sure if I can say it on the radio.
Oh wow! Grandmama.
Now, is this your mother or
the other one?
His maternal grandmother?
And you get some of these things imported into the house from school when kids go out and they do this stuff. Sealand, you're going to see this too eventually with Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
The one,
trust me, I am worried about Jack picking up things that my mom says.
Do you know what the new one is that I've heard? In school, there's a new insult that the kids are using against each other.
What is it?
And I don't even know if there was a comparable thing when we were in school, like something tied into recent activities in the news that became an insult that all the kids were calling each other at school. But they will insult each other by calling them Tylenol babies.
Oh.
Because of the whole story
Are we allowed
about.
to laugh at that?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess it's
is that good?
It's a workaround to calling you something, but with all of the recent news about Tylenol and all the basically fake news about Tylenol being incredibly dangerous for pregnant women, and it's like, oh, it's going to make your kid autistic. They're calling each other Tylenol babies now.
I can't think of anything in the news that we use as an insult against people, but as far as a news story, a very popular news story working its way into the children's kind of jokes and games that we played.
Your mom took Tylenol.
It was the reworking of In the Jungle, The Mighty Jungle, that was all about John Bobbitt.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Throwback.
Yeah. Do you know what? It seemed like that would be the thing. It would be our children's nursery rhymes getting updated for some terrible thing that was happening out there in the news. But Tylenol babies is what they're calling each other now, just so you know. If Carter comes home with that, you tell him, hey, whoa. You know?
I mean, I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving when all the siblings are together, and I will be confronting my mother about how much Tylenol she took.
We want answers, please. Answer us now. Okay, Mo, we have a lot of weird questions for you. I'm just going to jump into this. Do you mind? Is that
Let's
okay?
do it.
All right, here we go. One of the things that was said today on the show, and I don't know if this has ever been tested in court, but it's just a pet theory of mine today. we talked about the Disney Springs robbery, which of course you've heard about.
Yes.
And this person did not present necessarily with a knife or a gun or make any sort of threat of harming anybody with a weapon. They simply insisted that they wanted the money. And so I said, if you dive down that thought lane or rabbit hole, if you will, if I go into a bank and I ask them very nicely for all the money in the bank, am I still going to get charged with robbing the bank?
Yes.
If I go into the bank,
can I have your money?
Yeah, like if I go into the bank, I go, can I please, pretty please, can I have all of your money in a bag, please?
Polite request. Feel free to say no.
So I mean, there is a fine line between you could argue that you're just panhandling at that point versus demanding. So I mean, demanding is where you're robbing the bank. If it's polite enough, maybe you're just kind of panhandling.
So it's
which
a
could
risky
also be
one.
illegal, depending where you're at.
So you have to essentially record yourself in the act and use that in court.
Record yourself committing the crime as your own
I mean,
defense.
I just went up and asked them for all their money.
Well, if Sabrina does this, she shouldn't. But if she had a little mug with a coin in it, and she fully looked like a beggar on the street, and she was, I'm just asking, is it possible? I feel like you might find a loophole there. But risky is what Mo is saying, at least at this point in time.
Noted.
Okay. C-Lane, let's go to the list. What do we have from Moses DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm?
All
I know we have
right.
some things.
Maybe this was last week's question, but in the Luigi Mangione case, they dropped the terrorism charges, and now it's only second-degree murder, which seems ridiculous because he definitely followed and planned to kill this guy. I don't know why they would have dropped down to second degree. Does this help his case at all? If you're charged with second-degree murder, but you committed first-degree murder...
Well, so first-degree murder needs a lot of evidence to back it up, right? Because they would have done the same or that's what they did with Casey Anthony, and that's why essentially they couldn't prove her guilty.
C-Lane, correct me if I'm wrong. I think what you're saying is why wouldn't it be first-degree murder in terms of the premeditation of it? But hey, if you want to get rid of the terrorism charges, which to Sabrina's point, if you want to talk about things being harder to prove, if you charge him with terrorism, that I would assume, Mo, is harder to prove. And that's why maybe you would back down and go, all right, we're just going to charge him with murder. But why second degree murder and something that seemed planned and premeditated?
Is this a benefit for him?
Well, of course it's a benefit because it's a lower charge, but I think the issue, this is federal court, I believe, because there was two cases going on. There was a state court case and a federal court case, if I remember correctly. And it's been a little while since I've looked at this. But is it the New York charges? Do you know? Do you know which one it is?
Hang on, I'll look this up. Luigi charges
I might have to
drop.
pull it up real quick.
Charges, hang on. Yeah, I know that they backed off of the terrorism charges. This says from the BBC that a judge in New York State, so it's state charges, has dismissed 2 terrorism charges against Luigi Mangione. However, Judge Gregory Caro, during a hearing on Tuesday morning, ruled a charge of second-degree murder against Mangione could stand. He said prosecutors had failed to establish there was enough evidence to justify the terrorism-related murder charges they sought against Mangione. So they said there's no evidence that the defendant made any demands of the government or sought any particular government policy change, let alone that he did so by intimidation and coercion.
So New York, I just had to look it up because I'm not a New York attorney, but it is the New York State charges. And New York, just their laws are just a little bit different. So in New York, first-degree murder is only for very specific situations, which is where the victim was a police officer, firefighter, peace officer, judge, or corrections employee.
Oh.
What?
The killing was committed during certain felonies like kidnapping or robbery. The murder involved torture or was part of a contract killing.
Jeez.
Maybe they could possibly allege that.
So just in New York, premeditation is not enough for that first degree.
Correct. The second-degree murder there is an intentional killing, which would, could possibly have some premeditation aspects to it. But first degree is just these very specific circumstances.
Wow.
Should we take away from that any implication that there's less of a punishment for those compared to each other? Like, okay, we've made it harder to have a first-degree murder charge, but can second-degree murder still be like a life sentence?
Can you get the death penalty for second degree?
So second-degree murder is 25 years to life and can be up to life without parole. Now, I don't think New York has the death penalty in New York
As
State.
soon as it came out of my mouth, I was like, not in New York.
Yeah,
No,
but
no.
on the federal side, I think they were seeking the death penalty on the federal side. And so that's why the last element on first-degree murder in New York is the killing was committed as an act of terrorism. So that's how they were trying to charge him with first-degree murder. Since the judge determined there's not enough evidence to prove terrorism, it got dropped down to the second degree.
Interesting.
So basically, this is just a weird quirk about law in New York, is what.
Yeah, it's just the way their statutes are written, essentially.
Yeah. Who's breaking stuff over there?
Mo.
That would be Sabrina.
Mo is.
Kicking cans down there? What else was
sick
on the
of
list?
this, injustice.
All right. We've talked a lot about, it's a local story, but it's been all over the news about this death at the Universal Park at Epic Universe. There's a lot of people trying to cash in or maybe cash out on this situation. They're suing Universal, saying, I too rode the Stardust Racers coaster, and there's been some settlements. And I don't know if we would actually ever be able to get a definitive answer on this, but in your experience or legal opinion, if you settle a lawsuit with Universal, do they include in there somewhere they're like, all right, here's your money, now you never get to come back to our parks again?
Typically, they don't. I haven't seen that with Universal. We've settled cases against Universal before, but I'm guessing what they're definitely including.
Were they injury cases?
Yeah,
Okay.
injury cases. So I've never seen them say you can't come back to the park. But what I would imagine they're definitely having in these settlements is confidentiality clauses that are pretty buttoned up.
Now, do you think that there have been some way, somehow, confidentiality clauses with the folks that were on that ride? Because I have yet to hear. We've only heard from that guy who was in line for the next round.
Yeah.
No one on the ride itself.
Not
next to the
much.
person that passed.
No.
I have not heard anything.
No.
I mean, it's certainly possible. It's possible those people reached out and reached settlements to not speak and said they were traumatized. Now, I did hear one report, and this was just from TikTok, so I don't know how reliable it is, but
Very reliable.
when this happened, all your stuff's in a locker. That one person reported that Universal took all their stuff out of their lockers and brought it to Lost and Found, so they couldn't grab their phones and try to record anything.
We heard that. Yeah, I heard that from a couple people.
But, Universal wants this to go away, and I think they're willing to pay some money to get it out of the press as fast as possible. So I think that's
They
kind
also
of
want
what's
to be able
going
to
on.
open back their roller coaster.
Well, that's going to take a long time. So until they
really,
well, at this point, we still don't know really what caused this. I mean, at least I haven't heard any definitive answer of even really how the guy died. Frankly,
Other than he had some pre-existing spinal condition or something.
yeah, they said multiple blunt force trauma, but we don't know what that was from or how it was caused. So until there's a further investigation, they can deem this ride safe. I don't see it reopening.
How does this family attorney get on the press conference, get on the air, and say that there were no pre-existing conditions when the person was in a wheelchair?
It's Crump. I mean, honestly, wasn't this is Benjamin Crump? Am I saying that wrong?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I feel like he has made his defense attorney style very clear, especially when it comes to
He knows what
press
he's doing.
conferences.
But in the
he knows
realm
exactly what he's
in the
doing.
realm of insurance claims and all kinds of stuff like that you deal with injuries, would the wheelchair not be a pre-existing condition?
Well, it's certainly a factor that a jury would see and possibly consider, but the reality here is, he was deemed safe by Universal employees to ride this ride. They said that he met all the conditions. He wasn't hiding anything, as far as we know. He wasn't breaking any rules. There wasn't anything listed on the signs, again, as far as we know, that said he couldn't ride this ride because of his condition. And his family reports that he rode roller coasters like this all the time. So as far as we know, there was no pre-existing condition that impacted his ability to ride on this ride. I think that's the distinction.
Okay.
People have all sorts of pre-existing conditions. The question is, does that deem them ineligible to ride, this roller coaster? And so far, from what we heard, there hasn't been any of those.
Two things really quick. One, Cosidius on Twitch says, do you think they will dismantle the ride and replace it with something else? That would be very shocking to me if they did that. Now, there is...
Probably redo the seats.
there's some reason to think about that because we obviously all know this horrific drop ride accident that happened in town in Orlando. And they did dismantle this entire drop ride and they did get rid of it. Absolutely. So there is some precedent for that, but I don't think they would do that. But Mo, I asked this question, I think on Monday or so. You had the first guy in the wheelchair who went on the Epic Universe roller coaster. He gets killed, unfortunately. He dies. I think it was just an accident, but whatever. Then this woman comes up and she goes, I also have some attorneys, and I went on the ride, and I've been injured as a result. And so quickly, like within a matter of a day or two, Universal settled with that woman. Now, I know that probably is not something that is public in any way, shape, or form, but does that rapid settlement tell you anything? Like, do you think that was a big payout? Do you think that was like, hey, you don't really have a case here, we'll give you something small to go away?
I mean, it's hard to know because we really don't know the details of her injuries. But I think what's very clear is Universal does not want this in the news for any longer than it has to be. And they want to get the, I mean, they just opened a huge, I don't know if it was $1 billion, but it was a huge, very expensive $1 billion theme park.
Yep.
And this is probably about the worst publicity they could possibly have.
I would say.
And so they're willing to pay to make these people go away. Now, it would be interesting to know what her injuries actually were, how they were sustained, if it's similar to this other individual who was killed on this roller coaster or not. I think we'd all kind of like to know, is this ride really dangerous? Was this some freak accident? Did somebody sneak something on the roller coaster that then hit him?
And where do those like warning signs that you see everywhere when it comes to roller coasters come into play?
Yeah. Because that's all you always see that. Yeah, you would be hard pressed to miss those in some of these lines, I think. Okay, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll get to some other issues that we've been talking about. We got a whole bunch of clips I got to play before we get out of here. We got a lot to talk about on a Thursday, and we'll work in a bunch more in a short period of time here. The rest of the show, it's coming up next in the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Emergency crews are out in the Palm Coast clearing up an accident, blocking all lanes on I-95 southbound at Matanzas Woods Parkway. Traffic's being diverted off the interstate onto U.S. Highway 1. You can take Palm Coast Parkway back onto the interstate there. No issues on I-4 or Florida's Turnpike if that's part of your ride this afternoon. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Cue the easy button because it's almost easy deal days at Staples. Starting October 5th, enjoy 7 days of savings on over 1,000 products online and in your local Staples store. From tech, chairs, luggage, and more. Get a sneak peek of all the deals at staples.com. Staples, that was easy.
Next time you're driving around your neighborhood, take a look at some of your neighbors' roofs. You'll notice that more and more of your neighbors are putting up solar systems. Back in the day, people said, no, I'm not doing that. It looks tacky. Now you realize more and more of your neighbors are not only saving money, but they have the freedom and peace of mind knowing their home is covered in the event of an outage and powered by clean energy from the sun every day. If you think you could be next, the company to call is Solar Installers of Florida. They have been helping homeowners go solar for 17 years. You might be surprised at how affordable it can be. They're going to help you out financing options. They're not going to try and oversell you on the package, and combine that with the current tax credits. You could be saving from day one and keep saving year after year. Plus, their team maintains quality. They handle the install, engineering, permitting, all in-house, no contractors, no outsourcing, none of that. So if you're still wondering if solar is worth it, stop wondering and find out today. Get a free quote by calling 407-777-5050. You tell them C-Lane from the News Junkie sent you. They'll take $500 off that quote. 407-777-5050, or check them out online at solarinstallersoflorida.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news.
Hello! How the hell are you, baby? Breaking news, the Trump administration has announced they're engaged in an armed conflict with drug cartels. We're at war with the drug cartels. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. Okay. Hey, quick note for everybody. All right? Quick note. Tonight, we're going to talk about it in a bit, is the Mo Comedy Jam. MoComedyJam.com. If you're looking for something fun to do at a great venue, go to the Funny Bone tonight and watch the Mo Comedy Jam. You will laugh, you will have a good time, I assure you. I think there are 10 tickets left. So there's plenty of you. 10 people have a shot to go grab their tickets. All of the money goes to charity, all the profits from this go to charity. And you can grab one of those final 10 tickets over at MoComedyJam.com. Somebody in chat, let's spam the link. MoComedyJam.com, all right? Let's post the link in chat with 10 tickets left to go for the Mo Comedy Jam. I want you there, Sean. Oh, we just spent time with each other. We just spent time with each other. And as great as it was, tonight I got to spend some time with Courtney. And we got some stuff planned. Unbelievable. I can't make it. There you go. Thank you, Bootsy. MoComedyJam.com. Post the link. 2 minutes.
Visit them online at southeaststeel.net or stop by today in downtown Orlando at 63 West Amelia Street. Trust me, at Southeast Steel, you get the best deal.
Don't say Sean is still hungover from last night. That is not true. I only had three seltzers. I had 3 seltzers. And then I had one more when I got back home. That is not enough to make me hungover, dude. That ain't doing it for me. I could drink that whole bottle of Espolòn and do the show. And die half. Or a half a bottle of whiskey, maybe. Dave says, how do I text the show? I've listened for almost a decade and never texted the show. I have some input on Bad Bunny in the Super Bowl. Why would you want to text the show? C-Lane is the only one who has up the texting service. I'm never going to see it. If you want to respond, email tips@thenewsjunkie.com. That's fine. Tips@thenewsjunkie.com. We're coming back. Here we go.
The playoffs.
It is gone!
College football, the NHL, and NBA preseason moves are underway. From scores and reactions to interviews and hot takes, it's all at your fingertips on the iHeartRadio app.
Appreciate you taking my call, guys.
Lock in with your favorite teams with play-by-play, podcasts, and local stations where you can react and join the conversation. Sports on iHeartRadio, where fans live it.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. C-H-E-C-K. Check. That's check. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
Where breaking news meets broken people. This is the News Junkie.
Up tonight, the Mo Comedy Jam, and we'll talk about that momentarily. No pun intended. We will get into that in just a moment here on the show. Your dispatches and emails are coming up in just a moment. Somebody asked, they said, I've got something important to say, or I've got something of note to say about Bad Bunny playing during the Super Bowl. How do I text the show? I mean, you could text the show, but I don't. C-Lane sees the texting service stuff, and
sometimes
I think that's it. Yeah, like
I'll log in. I forget sometimes.
It's not that it's like you can't do it or you shouldn't do it. Go for it. Text all you want, but if you've got some sort of good feedback, just email tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Now, I don't know what you're going to say about the Bad Bunny thing. It's of note. Like, there's a weird idea that it's like, just watch the Super Bowl halftime show, bigot. It's like, hey, maybe it's not for everybody. Different people like different things.
I'm looking at the texting service now. This is the first one that comes up, and I'm going to read it exactly how it's written. If Mal called Clinette a drunk on morning, showed, do I have a case and can I hire him to sue himself?
I actually agree with that. Yeah, I'm gonna second that. Mao? They called Mo Mao?
Mao.
It's offensive. How
Mao
dare you?
Wow.
Well, in certain
Going on
regions, it's just called Mao.
In China?
Yes.
A little more
our Beijing
risque.
office.
Yeah, good. Look
If
at him
I'm
expanding.
Reading between the lines, if Mo called a client a drunk on a morning show, are you the client? Because the way you're typing doesn't sound like any sort
I
of.
never said that was a client. I said it was a person who called me.
I'm going to sue myself. Mao.
Yeah. This is the truth of the matter, folks. When this show is attached to anything, and then you get the feedback funnel from this show, there's at least a handful of you who are definitely identifiable as drunks. It's just the truth of the matter.
That's
But
our core audience.
if you want to get drunk and have some laughs tonight, you could go to the Mo Comedy Jam, which, as far as I can tell, I think there's only like 10 tickets or something left for this.
It fluctuates between being sold out and being like a few tickets available because people put them in their carts and don't finish buying them. So,
okay.
There's a handful left, basically.
There's only a handful of tickets left right now for the Mo Comedy Jam. That is the comedy event coming up tonight. Great venue, Funny Bone, cool little place to go see stuff. They got food, they got drinks, and the money goes to a great cause. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. Yellow Brick Road is like, if somebody comes up and tells me, look, I hate the Yellow Brick Road charity, that is the biggest self-report I've ever heard in my entire life. Like this, if you dislike this group, there's something wrong with you. It's a great, great cause, a great, great charity, and the money from this event goes to the Yellow Brick Road. Correct, Mo?
Every single dollar.
Every single dollar. So
that's right, Mao.
Tell people where they can get tickets. The last couple that we have here available for tonight's event.
Assuming there's still some there, you can go to mocomedyjam.com. You can get your tickets there. $20. Again, every dollar is going to Yellow Brick Road Foundation. Doors open at 7. Show starts at 8, and should be a great time.
Yeah. Mo said, Sean, I'm looking to have you come out there. I wish I could. I just can't run that hard. I can't burn the midnight oil.
And 2 nights out of the house in a row, way too much for you. Way
That's
too
a
much for
lot.
you, buddy.
That's a lot here. I was, as the kids say, getting jiggy with it. All right. And
I saw you.
You can only get so jiggy with it before you gotta relax a little bit.
I got jiggy with it.
I did. Yeah. Go get the tickets right now. Go to justcallmo.com or you can just go to mocomedyjam.com.
I mean, did you enjoy yourself last night? We didn't talk about this.
Are you kidding me? I had a blast.
Good.
I was trying to get this out. I did not know that Lil Wayne was. It's such a crossover between the rock and rap worlds.
Yeah.
Like he had a woman who had joined him on stage. I can't remember what he said her name was because he brought out lots of people, Lil Wayne did. And he brought out this woman and she was like a metal singer.
Talking about Lucifina?
Yes. Yeah. That's who it was. Yeah. He brought out Lucifina. He's like, I call her Lucifina. And I'm like, what's that all about? And she grabs the mic and she's like, it turned into a metal concert in the stadium for a little bit. That was cool. And the other thing that I like is in a rap concert, they'll just start playing songs that aren't even theirs and everybody will go nuts. I think it was Tyga, the guy who was like, open it up. And he's like, I just want to party with you all tonight. How about this? And he starts playing From the Window to the Wall. And the whole place, every freaking person was singing every word to the song. It's unbelievable.
When I saw Skrillex, he played all the Skrillex hits, even the one you're thinking of, even that one. But then at some point he busted out Soulja Boy, and I did it.
You did it?
I did it.
You got jiggy.
The last time we did that was Okeechobee Music Fest round 1.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
Oh, it's fun.
Doing the Soldier Boy.
But
Yeah,
you
it's a
did
good
it
time.
when he played it again, is what you're saying. I'm going to play it right now and see if he can do it for a third time. Ladies and gentlemen.
He's weak in his old age. You'll break something on this guy. So anyways, get those while you can. MoComedyJam.com. It's a great time. You're going to have fun, I assure you. What else do we have on the Mo list? Anything else? Or we touch on all those issues?
we cleared it out.
Okay, good. I mean, not good as in like I'm happy that we don't have to deal with that anymore, but
You just want me off the show. Just say
no,
it.
no, not at all.
Unbelievable.
No, not in the slightest. Oh boy, this guy. Did he ever have a second hit, or was that it for him?
He has a lot of cult classics.
You know what
So
I
he
love?
did old hits before
got
he blew
potential.
up. Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know that one offhand, but it's got
You should form a
potential.
rap group. What was the rock group you had at Just Okay a few years ago?
Ice Panda.
Ice Panda.
Yeah. Or you're talking about Sabrina's band?
No, I was talking about Ice Panda.
Laser Pussy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Rob emails the show, and Rob says the tips at thenewsjunkie.com about counter-programming the Super Bowl. The show in Living Color did that several years ago. Oh, they did, yeah. They had a live episode during the halftime show, and a large majority of viewers switched over. Flag on the field. I don't think a majority of Super Bowl viewers switched over to see that show. I think you can pull people over because, like I said, you target viewers with demographics. And this is not targeting the halftime show in this case, a big portion of the people who will be watching the Super Bowl. So therefore, they could maybe look to go elsewhere. And there's like a weird idea where it's like, listen to the music, bigot. Watch the performance. And you're like, hey, it's just not really drawing me in that much. But there's no way that the majority in any way of the viewers went over there. Is that true, Sealand?
You know,
That's you searching.
I don't think majority. I haven't looked at numbers, but the weird part is there is actually an article about this on NFL.com.
Mm-hmm.
It says prior to 1993, Super Bowl halftime shows were not the pop culture spectacles they are today. Oh, they're saying that in 1992, the Super Bowl halftime show was probably not that big of a deal.
Oh, wow. Because as far as I can remember back, they were a big deal. Even when I was a kid, I remember Super Bowl halftime show is huge. Maybe I just had that
it's
wrong.
no Puppy Bowl.
No, that's where the real viewers should be.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl used to be high school marching bands and stuff. They said the NFL got the message because the next year was when Michael Jackson did the halftime show.
1993.
Is that true?
I believe so.
Before that, it was like marching bands. You might be right about that then, Rob. Some good, some bad. Got to be honest, I don't really care about Bad Bunny because I don't think I'm the audience that they're going for, says Rob. Many other emails on this too, but we'll have to leave it to that.
1992 halftime show, the one that they're talking about where they did the In Living Color thing. It was titled Winter Magic and featured a celebration to the winter season and the Winter Olympics. Nearly 2,000 performers were involved in the show with drill teams, professional dancers, the 60-piece Minnesota Youth Symphony, color guards, and drill. It was basically marching bands and rollerbladers and
really,
yeah.
Oh God, I'm glad that they forced them on that. Then.
Former Olympic champions Brian Boitano and Dorothy Hamill skated, and Gloria Estefan performed during the show's finale.
Wait, Dorothy Hamill skated or Dorothy Hamill skated?
The second
she
one.
skated. Okay. Yeah. I didn't know that. That's crazy. So I mean that was a big change at that point in time. They started getting the big names, and then eventually you get to the point we're at now. But thank you for the email, Rob. Appreciate that. Makes you think. When we come back, we'll do the final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Thursday. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Classic Alternative this weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
When she says she loves me.
Real Music Weekends. Classic Alternative.
From the
Showers lingering through the overnight tonight with mild and humid conditions. Temperatures dropping down into the low 70s through the overnight tonight. And more rain is on tap as we wrap up the work week on Friday and as we take a look ahead into the weekend. Still going to be soggy as we continue to monitor a disturbance lingering from Imelda across southwest Florida, continuing to amp up our rain chances through the next couple days.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Cue the easy button because it's almost easy deal days at Staples. Starting October 5th, enjoy 7 days of savings on over 1,000 products online and in your local Staples store. From tech, chairs, luggage, and more. Get a sneak peek of all the deals at Staples.com. Staples, that was easy.
That mortgage guy, Don, is part of the Real Radio family, and that means he's taking care of you and your family. A stand-up guy who's looking out for you. And when you're making big life decisions like refinancing, buying your first dream home, debt consolidation, and everything in between, you got to work with someone who has your back. And that's that mortgage guy, Don. So get peace of mind right there at your fingertips and work with an expert and a friend that you could trust by going to thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
My testosterone is back, baby, thanks to Red Mountain Weight Loss. Man, it was really low, and I called Red Mountain Weight Loss and got my testosterone where it needs to be. And I got to tell you, when your testosterone's right, you feel a lot better. You don't feel sluggish anymore. You don't feel like you're...
Hey, everybody.
Prescription-strength testosterone that you only can get from somebody like Red Mountain Weight Loss. And it's awesome talking to the people, and they make it super...
Rate the show, rate the show, rate the show. 10 out of 10 is a real winner. 1 out of 10 is a failure. It's time for you to rate the show. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Thanks for dealing with me. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't, please do that. Thanks for liking the video. If you haven't, please take a second to do that. We'll do it all over again for a Friday tomorrow. We'll figure out what Diddy's sentence is going to be.
No, you see, you get $150 in bonus bets after your first $5 bet hits.
They should have Tom Petty do the halftime show at Bad Bunny. 7 Tylenol babies out of 10. 9 canceled American comedians out of 10. 6 out of 10. Ooh. 10 out of 10. I love you, Sean. Right back at you, baby. Right back at you. 7 pee pants out of 10. 8.2 handyman screwdrivers out of 10. Hurtful but true. At least it looks good for now. Was quite a disaster for a second there. Got to go get today alert. What? One of my new studio lights came. Yes. Yes. These are killer. Excited. Winning. Who's our chatter of the day?
Russ Rollins here. October is birthday month for Zero Res. So to celebrate, you just sing happy birthday to Zero Res, and you'll get $50 off their services like full carpet, tile, air duct cleaning. They do it all. Some minimums apply. Just go to OrlandoZeroRes.com. Zero Res, spelled forwards or backwards, is the right way to clean. Hey guys, it's Angel from the Monsters.
You know what it's going to be? They said this person should leave and never come back. They said this person was wanted by Interpol for unspecified deviant crimes. They said no one should click any links from this person on account of the spam and phishing techniques that they use in Discord. But I say no. I say she's great. I say her name is Bihal, and she is today's Shatter of the Day. I don't care what they say about you. Interpol can kiss my ass.
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side.
Not guilty.
Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah and Farah. so we could preserve it before it disappears. Orlando.
Top reasons your career wants you to move to Ohio.
He keeps spending all that money on lighting when a cheap ass ring light would fix the entire thing. I appreciate that. Thank you for the advice. I respectfully say you don't understand what you're talking about. But thank you. I do appreciate it.
A job that can take you further and a place you can't wait to come home to. Have it all in the heart of it all. Launch your search at callohiohome.com.
Does she get it every other week? Oh God, I gotta spread it out more. Tammy, much love, much love. Goodbye, everybody.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news if you're considering a reverse mortgage. Rates have improved again this week. Get a same-day quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
HCA Florida West Orange Emergency and Winter Garden is now open 24/7. Visit HCAFloridaHealthcare.com. This emergency department is part of HCA Florida Osceola Hospital, not an urgent care center. Services billed at hospital rates.
Your front row seat to the most viral stories in the world.
And today we're going to wrap everything up for a Thursday. Thank you for being with us. We do appreciate it. If you missed any of the show, go over to the website, thenewsjunkie.com, and subscribe to the podcast. All right, we're back to wrap it up. Mo, thanks for being with us. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Guy's incredible. He's the only thing he's better at than this is just doing the lawyer and stuff.
Oh, I thought you were going to say rapping.
Making love.
He's a decent rapper. He's a pretty good rapper.
I'm terrible. What are you talking about?
He knows a lot of rap songs. Like if I was
You're a good
on
lip syncer to raps.
Like if I was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and there was a rap category, I would phone a friend Mo. I would be like, this is my best chance at getting this question right. I would feel the most confident with that particular topic. All right, let's see what we got here on the way out. How many minutes we got? Oh, we got time for once. Look at that. All right, an email coming in. I'm going to skip that one. Let's go over to Thomas, who says, tips at thenewsjunkie.com, if somebody's looking for a reason to dislike the Mormons, the Netflix show American Primeval, which is historically fictionalized, could sure do that. The LDS Church says that it's not true, but ChatGPT says there may be some truth to it, at least in some of the events involved. Either way, the show really paints the early Mormons in a bad way. Oof. All right. Now, I don't know about that on Netflix. I know.
There's one documentary where it was the head of one of the sects of Mormonism, the Founders, I think it was called, where they had like multiple wives starting at like 12 years old.
This show they're talking about or a different one?
No, it was called The Founders or something along the lines of Founders. And that one was rough to watch.
Yeah.
Rough.
I mean, there's probably lots of stuff out there, but I don't know if that was at all involved in like radicalizing this guy, or if it was more just his ex-girlfriend, which is what a lot of the stories had mentioned, unfortunately. Sure, that's in the mix too. Speaking of Netflix, though, there was a push, or is a push. I
hate my ex-girlfriend's religion.
You haven't done anything about it?
I'm not, there's not a building of lying whores that meet weekly to shoot up, but...
This story says Netflix is facing a wave of high-profile people, including Elon Musk, publicly canceling their Netflix subscriptions in a protest of an animated show. This is on the heels of like the Kimmel Hulu stuff and Disney Plus stuff. This is about an animated show with a transgender protagonist, they said. They do the thing they always do in these stories. Netflix stock fell almost 2% on October 1st.
Talking about Wayward.
No, this is something else. Says this was an animated feature on the platform that people have been talking about in the last couple of weeks. I don't know what the Wayward thing is. This says Dead End Paranormal Park, based on a graphic novel that has a transgender character. I guess it's for kids or something, and people didn't like that. But
I searched for Netflix animated feature, and I see nothing. I mean, like
K-pop.
click news, and there's a bunch of stuff that's not anything about that.
No, this story and this show, whatever it is tiny compared to that K-pop Demon Hunters thing. That is massive still. One more-ish. Let's see who gets in there. Let's give it to some of these quite dumb. So this one will be good. Omit says, "Hey, junkies. While some of you guys miss like full words in these sometimes. While the Bad Bunny situation has got me down, I think is what they're saying. He's one of the biggest Hispanic artists in the world right now, big enough to get attention to do the halftime show, do TV shows, and more. And he's American, Puerto Rican. But because he sings in Spanish, it's weird to hear the anger coming at him. I'm from San Juan, and it's getting to a point where it seems like Americans just don't like Spanish people. Nah, I don't think that's true. Either we're illegal, need to wear sombreros, or just keep quiet in a corner and not be in anything that Americans watch. Because as soon as we show up, people are calling for counterculture to strike against us." I heard somebody kind of reference this in chat before. I think you're getting it entirely backwards. Like, it's okay for people to say, like, this isn't for me, okay? This isn't for me. And I'll maybe try to check out something else. For everybody else that it is for, enjoy it and have fun. The weird thing is being like, no, you got to watch it. You must watch it. Otherwise, you're doing something wrong. No, some people just aren't going to like it. Some people just don't want that. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. It's not like a weird thing or a bigoted thing. It's just like, hey, it's not for you. That's fine. And it's kind of weird to push back on it, honestly. But regardless, thank you for the email. Let's work in a final dispatch before we wrap everything up today. Oh, we don't even have... Yeah, we have time for one. We have time for one
dispatch.
These are the final dispatches, but Sean will probably only play one.
Just for the record, it wasn't really anything of interest, but the government shutdown is still going on. But we're just in the second day. Not really anything crazy happening there. Let's see who gets on.
I mean, the first day of the shutdown, you gotta while out a little bit, right?
Not on the second
like a vacation day.
Nothing really changes. The Landman wants to talk about the squirrel hunting that we discussed. All right.
Hey, news junkies. Just about that kid getting shot in the back of the head. For
those of you just tuning in, some kid got shot and killed, and they said, his friend or fellow hunter mistook him for a squirrel, which seemed a little bit strange, and shot and killed him.
Been quail hunting. And when your dog flushes those birds, they are flying everywhere. They're very fast. You literally do have to pick up a bird if you can and take a shot very quickly. The thing that's weird about him getting shot in the back of the head is ideally you have some orange on. And if you have orange on, you're going to have either a jacket or a hat or something like that to show that, because that color is one of those universal hunting colors to make sure that people understand that you are a hunter, not the hunted.
That's important.
This just really smacks of either major inexperience and carelessness or motive. I don't know which, but anyway, squirrely nonetheless. So
thank you.
Have
Appreciate
a good week.
Real quick, Coastal Kelly on YouTube says, my BFF got mad at me because I didn't like that Kendrick Lamar show. Oh, well, tell them to get over it because there are more important things in life, certainly. Like this.
No, reach out to the BFF. See what they think about this one. Let's have this discussion again.
Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Thursday, October 2nd, 2025. I don't know if there's any tickets left. Probably not too many. But if you want to, take your last opportunity to go to MoComedyJam.com. Mo, have a great time and a great show tonight.
I know you'll be there in spirit.
Wahoo! I will. I know very funny people. We move on to the final of these Today I Learns right here. Today I Learned this band, big surprise, right here.
Oh, City High.
City High is correct. The group City High recorded a second album after this song took off in popularity. They hated their second album so bad the band broke up forever and shelved the record, never releasing it. Could it have been that bad? I mean, this one was so catchy. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. Miss any of the show? Get the podcast over on thenewsjunkie.com. We'll see you tomorrow.